LT could be the best lettuce tomato hamburger ever.
Cool, crisp LTs. Taste the way it's supposed to be. It's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's.
Michael Jordan in action on your school folder. Only 49 cents. Go for it at McDonald's.
A royal match on the next all-new episode of the Emmy Award-winning Fame.
Saturday night at 5:30 on Channel 9.
Television Enterprise Network presents College Football 85. From Notre Dame Stadium, the Fighting Tigers of LSU take on the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Today's game is brought to you by Citibank, a Citicorp company. By Mitsubishi Motors. Mitsubishi takes you where you want to be. And by Black & Decker M47 Series Power Tools. They work with your hands as if they were one. TEN Sports welcomes you to College Football 85. This afternoon from Notre Dame Stadium in Notre Dame, Indiana. It's the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame playing host to the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Hi, everybody. I'm Harry Callis, along with former Pittsburgh Steeler All-Pro linebacker Jack Ham. For the LSU Tigers, they're not accustomed to this kind of weather, but the LSU Tigers come in 6-1-1, and they have major bowl bid dreams, Jack.
Well, they've had an outstanding year. Their defense has played so well, giving up only 9 points per game, and they feel if they beat Notre Dame this afternoon and their remaining 2 games, the Sugar Bowl is in hand.
They are 4-1-1 in the Southeast Conference, and they are finished with Southeast Conference play. Yet to play for Bill Arnsparger's LSU Tigers. They have Tulane and they have East Carolina. For the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, no bowl bids. They are 5-4 coming into this one, but this is their final home game and should be a big one for Jerry Faust Sr.
Well, he got off to such a bad start, losing 3 out of the first 4 games and dropping that game last week to Penn State. But not only LSU this afternoon, but also a key game next week down in Miami.
Miami and Vinny Testaverde to test the Fighting Irish in their final game next week at Miami. Last year, Jerry Faust took his Notre Dame troops down to Baton Rouge, Louisiana to play at Tiger Stadium, and they had one of their finest games under Jerry Faust. You'll be seeing a lot of these performers that were involved in last year's game. Here we see a touchdown pass to Dalton Hilliard. It had Jerry Faust concerned at that point, but Faust had no reason to be concerned. Burline hits Milt Jackson down to the 1-yard line. When you get in close, it's time for number 20.
Well, Alan Pinkett rushed for 168 yards in that football game. They had a lot of balance. Burline threw the ball effectively as well.
And, of course, LSU also has an outstanding running back in number 21.
Well, Dalton Hilliard is an outstanding back, breaks tackles at the line of scrimmage. Here he makes a big run for a touchdown. He'll be a key player this afternoon.
A lot of fans have come from Baton Rouge, Louisiana for this game this afternoon at Notre Dame Stadium. They are really proud of their Tigers, 6-1-1 under Bill Arnsparger.
Well, their defense has played extremely well the entire season, and he's won with defense. He's been very conservative on the offense for the most part.
They're looking for some big plays this afternoon like this. And Jeff Wicker jammed a Rod G. McGee touchdown pass. Great catch.
Well, McGee made an outstanding catch in the end zone. Wickersham going to try to go deep on that Notre Dame defense, loosen it up a little bit, then go underneath.
Notre Dame was the winner last year in the pit, what they call the pit, Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge, 30-22. How about this afternoon? I don't anticipate that many points being scored.
No, it's going to be a low-scoring game. Two great defensive teams. And really, the offenses on both teams are very conservative. They don't want to get their defense in trouble. They want to let their defense win the football game. Turnovers and special teams will be a big key this afternoon.
You think either team is going to run the ball effectively, even with the great running backs? Alan Pinkett for Notre Dame, Dalton Hilliard for LSU. Do you anticipate 100-yard games from either of them?
No, I think both defenses will shut down the other opponent's running game. The key for Notre Dame, I think Burline is going to have to throw the football effectively for them to win, because Pinkett will be shut down for the most part.
Throw short or long?
they're probably going to throw underneath that LSU zone. Their linebackers are great linebackers. They get very deep in the zone, 18 to 20 yards. So you may see Burline dropping the ball off to Pinkett out of the backfield, and also Rader underneath that LSU zone.
Tight end who had a good game against Penn State last week, although Notre Dame, of course, was swamped by Penn State 36-6 in that rain at Happy Valley. So it's the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame taking on the LSU Tigers this afternoon. The LSU Tigers not accustomed to this kind of weather. They saw snow, some of them, for the first time in their workout yesterday, and they were peppering one another with snowballs. It was quite a treat for them, although they are not used to this kind of conditions playing down the south.
Well, Bill Arnsparger brought them out on the stadium just to look around. They didn't really practice here. They went out in the parking lot and worked out in the cold just to get adjusted to it, but they're real happy to be up here, and the weather I don't think will be a factor for them.
It did snow a little bit yesterday, but the field was covered, so the field should be fast.
Yeah, very much so. Not like last week when they had to go to Penn State where it was much of a quagmire. This should be a fast track this afternoon. I think you see Alan Pinkett trying to make those severe cuts, and he will not lose his footing.
Oh, it's the LSU Tigers taking on the Fighting Irish from Notre Dame today at Notre Dame Stadium.
Thanks a lot, Citibank. You had to make your Visa and MasterCards better than other banks. Only your cards offer city dining. Saves my boss and his wife 20% at restaurants all over town. So now he can take a bunch of the guys out to dinner. But he still can't take his mind off of work.
All right, boys, let's all step up to the plate. Dig in. And remember, it's all in the rest. In the rest.
Visa and MasterCard from Citibank.
Keep your eye on the meatball.
It's the bank that makes them better.
Lady, you can't park here.
No, there's plenty of room.
Well, parking's just over there. Wow, what kind of car is this?
A Mitsubishi Mirage.
Mitsubishi Mirage.
Want to see it go?
Yeah. What made you think you could park on the beach anyway?
Do you know a better way to meet a lifeguard?
Mitsubishi.
86 Mirage.
Take you where you want to be.
Economy and fun.
Back at Notre Dame Stadium, Notre Dame, Indiana, the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame and the LSU Tigers, and the major bowl picture now is taking shape, and they're becoming much clearer as the season winds down. For example, in the Rose Bowl, the Iowa Hawkeyes need only beat Minnesota, and they will go to the Rose Bowl against?
Well, either Ohio State or Michigan. Oh, it will be playing UCLA. UCLA has to win that game against Southern Cal to go to the Rose Bowl. Then it'll be a matchup of Iowa against UCLA.
And in the Orange Bowl, your Nittany Lions, Jack Ham, Penn State ranked #1 against one of those three teams, a Big 8 champion.
Well, this thing should go down for the national championship in the Orange Bowl. Nebraska, Oklahoma, or Oklahoma State. Great football teams. Oklahoma has an outstanding defense.
And in the Sugar Bowl, the LSU Tigers, who we'll see this afternoon, still holding hopes for a Sugar Bowl, pending Tennessee's outcome in their last two games.
Well, Tennessee dropped one of their last two games. LSU and Alabama could tie for the conference championship, and then LSU will probably go to the Sugar Bowl, and Miami has an outside chance for the national championship.
And in the Cotton Bowl, it'll be the Southwest Conference winner. Baylor, a big game today against Texas.
Well, Baylor's got an outstanding team, great defensive team, and they'll need it against Auburn or Ohio State, two teams with outstanding running backs.
Well, there's some critical games this afternoon as we look ahead to the bowl picture. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Notre Dame Stadium, the playing of our national anthem. Bob O'Brien conducting the Notre Dame Marching Band with the playing of our national anthem here at Notre Dame Stadium. In college football, as in his many years in pro football, the mark of a Bill Arnsparger team is his excellent defense. The heart of Coach Bill Arnsparger's defense is his linebacker corps. They have combined with a secondary and 3 strong down linemen to rate the LSU Tigers number 2 in the nation in scoring defense.
Our defense has played well all year. We try to each week to go to the practice field and just try to get a little bit better and try to keep improving. Our 4 linebackers, Michael Brooks, Sean Burks, Toby Caston, and Ron Sancho, have helped us tremendously to improve, coordinate the line with the secondary in their pass coverage and also against the run. We're proud of our defense.
The LSU linebackers, 1 senior, 2 juniors, and a freshman. They're ranked numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 in total tackles this season for the Tigers. The inside slots are handled by veteran Sean Burks and Toby Caston. Freshman Ron Sancho plays the strong side position, while All-American candidate Michael Brooks holds down the weak side linebacker spot. Yesterday, they had a chance to discuss linebacking with who else? Our own former All-Pro linebacker with the Pittsburgh Steelers, Jack Ham.
Sean, what's the key to the success of your defensive football team?
I think there's several keys to the success of our football team. I think one, being our head coach and Coach Arnsparger, the things that he brings into the college game, and it filters down to our assistant coaches. And he has good people to work with and big play guys that take pressure off our defense, like Michael Brooks, Henry Thomas, Roland Barbe, and defensive backs Kevin Guidry, that are able to take the pressure off our defense. And we've been playing good defense all year.
Toby, what's the difference of playing inside linebacker as opposed to the outside?
When you're playing inside backer, there's a whole lot more traffic. On the outside, you don't have to worry about things like crackbacks from wide receivers and the offensive ends and the tight ends blocking on you. But inside, you have to worry about the guards, tackles, running backs, and wide receivers cracking back on you.
Ron, what's it like for a freshman to play on this great LSU defense?
It's a real privilege for me because Michael and Toby and Sean are such good leaders on the field. They keep an intensity level on the field that really fires me up. And we have a good defense, and we've been doing real good all year, and hopefully we can do good tomorrow.
Michael Brooks leads the team in sacks, 7 for the season, and tackles for losses, 14 for a total of 56 lost yards. He has 46 tackles on the year. Sports Illustrated named him Defensive Player of the Week after the Mississippi State game, and he's a finalist for the annual Dick Butkus Award.
I wish I could run half as fast as you. I'd still be playing right now.
Well, I guess speed do helps, especially when you go against big offensive lineman on the ball. So you got to, try to beat them off the ball. You want to have any good chance to get back to the quarterback, and it's my best asset.
Looking forward to seeing Alan Pinkett tomorrow.
Oh yes, last year he came into Tiger Stadium last year, and he had a great game. And so this year we're up here now, and we intend to do the same thing to them.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
All-American tailback Alan Pinkett, who already holds many school records, such as Notre Dame's all-time leading ground gainer, needs only 80 more yards this season to hit the 1,000-yard mark as he has the last 2 years.
Their linebackers are outstanding. They have 4 linebackers that really pursue well to the ball and have great speed, and this concerns us with Alan Pinkett because they're able to get to the ball very quickly after they find out where Alan or one of the other ball carriers is carrying the ball. They have an excellent secondary also. They rank second in the nation, points scored against, 9 points, but we hope Alan puts a lot of points on the scoreboard today.
We have the utmost respect for the LSU defense, but personally, concerning myself with the opponent is something I've never done, and I feel that if we execute the way we're capable of doing, we should put a lot of points on the board.
So today, we'll be watching, among other things, the running of Alan Pinkett against the vaunted LSU defense, headed by as good a group of linebackers as you're likely to see this year in college football. Yes, the linebacking core for LSU is awesome, but Notre Dame's linebackers certainly are nothing to sneeze at, Jack.
No, Tony Perjanik and Cedric Figaro, outstanding players. Perjanik especially never makes a mistake. Very intelligent linebacker and is always in the right position.
We'll be spotlighting Tony Perjanik at halftime, so be sure to catch that feature. And Cedric Figaro is from Lafayette, Louisiana, so this is a big game for him against LSU. In just a moment, we're going down to the field to meet the captains. We'll be right back.
This is the car, the 1986 Buick Regal. And this is the way it comes, with all these performance features standard. And sticker priced as low as $10,654. But don't stop there. Add this luxury option package with features like cruise control, stereo cassette radio, V8 engine, and more, and you'll save $425. This is the car, and this is the time to see your Chicagoland, Northern Indiana, Better Buick dealer.
This commercial is recorded in stereo. Does your TV have what it takes to hear it? Now Zenith introduces the Smart Sets with television stereo sound built in. So all you have to do to hear this in stereo is this. Zenith, the Smart Sets. Smarter than ever.
Zenith, a leader in projection TV, has the Smart Set with a sharper, brighter, clearer picture. See your Zenith dealer.
Back at Notre Dame Stadium, Notre Dame, Indiana, on a cold November afternoon. The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame against the Tigers of Louisiana State University. Some of the key players for LSU will be seeing a lot of running back Dalton Hilliard, Jack, number 21.
He can make a big play at any time on the football field. A break tackle, he'll try to get the ball to him in open field.
Their quarterback is Jeff Wickersham, who has rolled up some big numbers in his career. He's third in the all-time Southeast Conference passing list and will move into number 3, I should say, today with just 1 yard.
Well, he needs a big day this afternoon. He has not played well the entire year, had a great junior year. He's going to try to get the ball to his running backs out of the backfield.
And, of course, the other running back along with Dalton Hilliard is Gary James.
Gary James leads the team in receiving. He's an excellent threat, runs a 4.5 40. Can put a lot of pressure on a Notre Dame linebacker.
So those are the key offensive players for LSU. For the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, the quarterback situation will rest in the hands of junior Steve Berline.
Steve Berline really has to have a good day this afternoon. I think LSU will force him to throw the football, and he'll have to get the ball upfield to the gifted wide receiver.
And as you mentioned earlier, perhaps a key target might be the big tight end.
Well, Tom Raider made a couple of key catches last week against Penn State. And against that LSU zone, he'll be dragging underneath and should get a lot of action.
Linebacker Cedric Figaro from Lafayette, Louisiana, had a big day against LSU last year at Baton Rouge.
His job would be trying to contain Dalton Hilliard and Gary James, trying to turn the corner on the outside.
And a player who really didn't establish himself as a sophomore or a junior, but has really come on this his senior season, Eric Dorsey.
Eric Dorsey has played very well against the pass and the run. Most consistent defensive lineman will try to put a lot of pressure on Wickersham.
Talked about one of the outside linebackers, Cedric Figaro. The other one is also big and mobile.
Well, Robert Banks will have to cover Dalton Hilliard and Gary James out of the backfield. He got beat last week against Dozier for a touchdown. They'll try to work on Banks this afternoon.
Head coach Jerry Faust coming in 5-4. And we should say beleaguered head coach Jerry Faust. Many rumors, of course, surrounding Jerry and whether his contract will be renewed. This is the 5th and final year of his contract. But let us say this, Jerry Faust is a very kind, a very decent, a very sincere, genuine human being. And it's not a coincidence that Notre Dame for the last 3 years has led the nation in graduating football seniors, 98% last year.
Well, he's an outstanding man and just having some problem right now winning football games. And there's been so much pressure on him here at Notre Dame. And this year there have been so many rumors. In fact, some of the papers have a list of candidates who may be the new head coach here at Notre Dame, but he has handled that pressure as well as anybody.
Notre Dame is introducing the seniors who will be playing their last game here at Notre Dame Stadium, another sellout, as the LSU Tigers come out of the tunnel. LSU's lone win against Notre Dame back in 1971. Notre Dame in the series up 3 games to 1, this being the 5th meeting. Irish have won 6 straight home games. Jerry Faust's first game was against LSU 5 years ago as head coach of Notre Dame. He won that one. So Faust has won both meetings against LSU.
In the last 2 years' game, they were very physical with their offense. The running game just went right at the smaller LSU team. They'll probably try to do exactly the same thing here this afternoon against that smaller, lighter defensive line.
The LSU Tigers and the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame as the seniors are being introduced. Jack, I guess it's a very special feeling when you play your final collegiate game at home. You, of course, were at Penn State.
Oh, it's a great feeling in front of the hometown crowd. It's been not a very good year being 5-4, but I'm sure they would love to win this last game against a quality LSU team here at Notre Dame Stadium.
We're at Notre Dame Stadium, Notre Dame, Indiana, where the 17th-ranked LSU Tigers coming in 6-1-1 against the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, 5-4. LSU still has to play Tulane in East Carolina. Notre Dame will travel down to Miami for their final game next weekend. Tony Perjanik, senior, being introduced now as all the seniors for the Fighting Irish are being introduced. And we'll spotlight Tony Perjanik at halftime, an outstanding Notre Dame linebacker. Bill Arnsparger, in his second year as head coach of the LSU Tigers, took them to the Sugar Bowl last year and has done an outstanding job at LSU.
He's very proud of his LSU defense. Very similar to the defense he put together with the Miami Dolphins for a number of years. And we just see Alan Pinkett being introduced and getting a huge ovation here at Notre Dame, a guy who's just had a great career here at Notre Dame.
Jack, what are your recollections of your last game at Beaver Stadium at Penn State?
Boy, I'll tell you, it's really going back a way. In fact, our last year we were 7-3, and not for Penn State, not a very good year. Did not go to a bowl game, so we played our last game, I think it was against Syracuse, and we had 55,000 fans over there, and it's a big moment. You know your college career is at an end, and you're going to go on to the pros, and all the players that you play with in college, you all go the different ways.
So now we are about set for the coin toss on this chilly November afternoon. Tony Perjanik is number 58, and of course Alan Pinkett number 20. Number 54, Tim Scannell. And the LSU Tigers, number 21 is Dalton Hilliard. Number 5, Jeff Wickersham. Number 72 is Carl Wilson. And now let's go down to the referee for the toss of the coin, Raymond Bauer.
Wilson, Captain Bryant, Captain Hilliard. Here's your opponents. Captain Scannell, Captain Perjanik, Captain Pinkett, Captain Larkin. Shake hands, guys. The other officials today, Mr. Hampton, Mr. Marino, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Lorenzo, Mr. Sell, Mr. Daniels. There's the coin. There's the head. There's the tail. I'm going to throw it. If I miss it, we'll throw it again. Who's going to yell? Yell in the air. Because a head, it is a tail, you've won the toss. He's deferring it. Just a second. He defers the toss to the second half. Your choice this half. They want the ball. Which one you want to defend? Let's go. Spin around this way. You spin this way. LSU takes their choice. We receive in the center.
So Notre Dame has won the toss, but they defer to the second half, which they have done all year in winning the toss, and Notre Dame has won the toss 7 out of 10 times. LSU then taking the option here in the first half will receive at the north end of Notre Dame Stadium. Notre Dame will kick off from the south end. Well, it's the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, 5-4. The LSU Tigers 6-1-1. Their only loss coming at the hands of Florida 20-0. Their tie with the Crimson Tide of Alabama.
Really, the Alabama game, they tied. They had a chip shot field goal at the end of the game to win it. Very short field goal, which LSU missed to get that tie with Alabama, or they would have won won that game. They really moved the football up and down the field, but just could not put it in the end zone from down in close.
The deep men for LSU will be Sam Martin and Victor Jones. Martin, number 23, Victor Jones, number 34. LSU without their first two split ends. Wendell Davis and Glenn Holt both out with injuries, so Sam Martin, normally a tailback, will be starting at a split end position. John Carney, the junior, will do the kicking. Carney now living in Centerville, Ohio. He prepped at West Palm Beach, Florida.
And I think this afternoon, special teams will be more important than ever because with defense will be on the field this afternoon. You've got a lot of yardage can be made on special teams, on kickoff coverage, kickoff returns, and punts. So now just 1/3 of the football game. It'll be a big factor this afternoon.
Oh, John Carney to kick off. The fifth meeting between Notre Dame and LSU is underway. Driving kickoff. Off the fingertips of Martin, he'll down it into the end zone, and then LSU will have it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. 35 out of 48 kickoffs in the end zone for Carney as we look at the LSU skill people. Jeff Wickersham, the quarterback, their great running back, Dalton Hilliard. Raji McGee, one wide out, along with Sam Martin. The offensive line, spearheaded by center Nacho Albergamo. 1st and 10 LSU. They have it at their own 20-yard line. Wickersham's going to throw on 1st down. A short pass incomplete, intended for Mitch Andrews, his tight end. He was covered like a blanket by Mike Kovaleski. Defensively for Notre Dame, Eric Dorsey and Jeff Coons are the down linemen. And the linebackers, 5 of them, spearheaded by leading tackler Tony Perjanik, and there you see the defensive secondary. 2nd down, 10. Draw play to Dalton Hilliard. Dalton Hilliard eludes a tackle, but he can't get away from the others. He picks up about 3. He's stopped by Mike Kovaleski on the far side, along with Tony Perjanik. It'll bring out a 3rd down and 7.
That Notre Dame defense has done a good job pursuing up and down the line of scrimmage. Hilliard broke to the outside, but a pursuit by the Notre Dame defense brought him down for a short gain.
3rd and 7 for LSU. Raji McGee is wide to the right, wide to the left is Sam Martin. Jeff Wickersham, senior quarterback from Merritt Island, Florida, calling the signals. Straight back, looks upfield, gets one away. It's caught for short yardage. The pickup of only 3 on the play is once again Mike Kovaleski and Cedric Figueroa were there. Caught by Sam Martin, but far short of a 1st down. That brings on 4th down in a punting situation.
Just what LSU offense did not want to get into, a 3rd and long situation where Wickersham trying to dump the football off to Martin, could not get the 1st down. They want to get involved in 2nd and 4, 3rd and 2 and 3s, where they can use their controlled passing game.
Matt DeFrank is the punter, averaging 37.5 yards per punt. He's a sophomore from Fort Walton Beach, Florida. The deep men are Troy Wilson, along with Alvin Miller. DeFrank gets a driving punt away. This is Troy Wilson. He lets it roll, and it's going to roll out of bounds at the 35-yard line, where Notre Dame will have it 1st and 10 at their own 35. 38-yard punt by DeFrank. Notre Dame's offense. Steve Berline, the junior, will be the quarterback. The brilliant All-American Alan Pinkett, of course, the key, number 20. Good wideouts, Reggie Ward and Tim Brown. Offensive line is big, averaging around 260 per man. Tim Scannell, the leader there, the senior from State College, Pennsylvania. 1st and 10 Notre Dame. They have it at their own 35-yard line. Berline with Stams and Pinkett behind him. Berline's going to throw on 1st down, a blitz, but he gets it away to Stams. Stams gets about 2 yards, and that is all. He's brought down by Sean Burks. Sean Burks, the senior leading tackler for LSU from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Defensively for LSU, and they have a great defense. Barbet, Thomas, and Wilson on the front line. Outstanding linebackers, as we featured before the game. Michael Brooks is outstanding. And a good defensive secondary led by Kevin Guidry. It'll be a 2nd down and 8 call for Berline. Alan Pinkett has a little bit of running room. It closes up in a hurry. He gets to the 41-yard line, stopped by Carl Wilson, the defensive end. Gain of around 3, bringing out a 3rd down and 5 for Notre Dame.
That LSU defense is so quick. They've had so many people with great speed on that defense. Notre Dame may go to a lot of counter plays or even a reverse at times to slow down that great pursuit of that LSU team.
Tim Brown wide to the right. Reggie Ward is wide to the left. On a 3rd down and 5 call. This is Pinkett again behind Stam's blocking. He fights close to a 1st down at the 46-yard line. He was brought down on the 46-yard line by Henry Thomas, the nose guard, but he has enough for the 1st down. 1st and 10, Notre Dame.
And that's just Notre Dame power football. Straight ahead blocking, try to knock people off the line of scrimmage. Pinkett running right behind that huge offensive line and got the 1st down.
Pinkett came into the game with 920 yards on the season, trying to have his 3rd consecutive 1,000-yard season. Berline back to pass, shoots one, caught by Rader, the tight end. He pulls his way to the LSU 38. From Berline to Tom Rader, Ron Sancho finally making the hit, but another Notre Dame 1st down.
It's just Berline on a play-action pass, holding the linebackers in. Now Rader just coming across field is wide open. Sancho trying to bring him down, but Tom Rader is going to be a key player this afternoon, gets the 1st down for Notre Dame.
A 17-yard gain on the pass play, the 13th reception of the year for Tom Rader. 1st and 10, Notre Dame at the 37 of LSU. Alan Pinkett tries to cut back, not much there. Carl Wilson in on the bottom of the pile. Pinkett gets a couple to the 35-yard line, or maybe the 34, give him 3. Brings on a 2nd down and 7.
So many good athletes on that LSU defense, but they're very disciplined as well. That time, Carl Wilson, the right end, stayed at home, did not give Pinkett a gap, and when he turned back inside, he made the play.
2nd down, 7, Notre Dame. They had the ball at the LSU 34-yard line. Berline, play action. Up the middle, Alan Pinkett wide open. Pinkett scrambles to about the 28-yard line. He'll be short of a 1st down by about 1, it appears. Chris Carrier making the tackle.
Right now, Steve Berline is taking exactly what that LSU defense is giving him. They're dropping in those deep zones. He's just dumping the football underneath. The play before that to Rader, now to Pinkett and getting good yardage.
Notre Dame will go to their power I formation on 3rd and short. Andy Heck, an extra tight end, and Tom Monahan, an extra fullback, checking in. 3rd down and 1 for the 1st down. Berline, play action, scrambles out. He has the 1st down to the 20-yard line of LSU. Sean Burks finally made the tackle, along with Ron Sancho.
Steve Berline is not known to be a runner. Just right now fakes it to Pinkett inside, holds that LSU defense, and now just rolls out, gets outside the containment, and gets the 1st down to the 21-yard line.
Heady play jack by Berline. I think that was a pass play all the way, and his receiver was covered.
He saw the receiver covered downfield. He just tucked the football away because there was no containment by that LSU defense.
At the LSU 21, 1st and 10, Notre Dame. Inside handoff, Pinkett. The hole closes in a hurry. He had a hole momentarily, but he was stopped by Norman Jefferson, who came up from his quick cornerback spot to make the tackle.
And this is really where the LSU defense gets very tough. Inside the 20-yard line, where you run out of room to run your offense, is where they do not give up very many points at all. Usually hold teams to a field goal attempt when they get inside their 20.
Tommy Clapp in defensively for LSU. Carl Wilson is out. Alvin Miller in offensively for Notre Dame. Wide outs are to the same side. His slot is Tim Brown. Tim Brown gets the handoff on the end around. Tim Brown inside the 5. Touchdown, Notre Dame. Tim Brown, operating from the slot back, scores for Notre Dame, and the Irish take an early 6-0 lead.
An over pursuit by the LSU defense. You see them all going into play. Fake to Pinkett up the middle. 4 or 5 people are right there. Brown gets outside, breaks the tackle, breaks 2 tackles by LSU players, and the 3rd tackler he takes right into the end zone for a touchdown. That's Steve Rahaj, who he takes right into the end zone.
Tim Brown's 4th touchdown of the year. John Carney will attempt the conversion. Rick DiBernardo will snap, and Hal Von Weil will hold. The ball is spotted. The kick is up, and it is good. And with 9:26 left to play in the first quarter, the score is Notre Dame 7, LSU nothing.
This bud's for all that you do. You keep America going. You keep the juices flowing. You are the muscle, the hope and the hustle. You keep the country growing, and you make America work, and this bud's for you.
Here's to you, Beechwood Age, for that clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
This bud's for you.
The cooling systems in today's cars are made with aluminum. But does your antifreeze protect that aluminum from the damage of rust, pitting, and corrosion? This one does. Peak Antifreeze and Coolant now has a unique patented formula, proven to help protect all the metals in your car's cooling system, including aluminum. For the way cars are made today, you need the protection of Peak. We've reinvented antifreeze.
Back at Notre Dame Stadium, Harry Callis along with Jack Ham, our spotter Mike McCall, our statistician John Butera. Jack, a good drive by Notre Dame.
Oh, an excellent call. It mixed it up very well. Tim Brown right now just coming back on that counter play, breaks a couple of tackles, which is uncharacteristic of a Bill Arnsparger team, and finally bowls his way into the end zone. Berline mixed up all the plays very well on that drive for the touchdown.
Tim Brown, just a sophomore, and John Carney will kick off as Notre Dame leads 7-0. The deep men are Sam Martin and Victor Jones. Carney has put 35 out of 48 kickoffs in the end zone. 9:26 left to play, first quarter. Driving kickoff, fielded by a short man, picks it up at the 11-yard line and gets back over the 20 to about the 21-yard line, does Chris Cruz. Where LSU will have it 1st and 10.
Boy, on that drive, give a lot of credit to Steve Berline. Just dumped the football off to Rader, to Pinkett, ran the football at time, to finally the counter play to Tim Brown. Really had the LSU defense off balance, and really they put no pressure on Berline at all on the drive.
So LSU 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line. Raji McGee goes wide to the left, wide to the right is Sam Martin. Dalton Hilliard and Gary James are the running backs. Behind Jeff Wickersham. This is Gary James, has some running room. Gary James finally brought down at about the 29-yard line by Marv Spence. Pickup of 8 by James, who averages 5 4/10 yards per carry.
He was very close to breaking that all the way. Maybe the quickest guy on the team. Took that play off, tackled, and broke it to the outside. Got 8 yards, one tackler away from taking it all the way.
Darrell Owens is checked into the wide out for LSU on a 2nd down and 2 call. Lone running back is Dalton Hilliard, 2 tight ends. Hilliard gets the call, gets away from Dorsey, and comes close to a 1st down. Dalton Hilliard picks up close to 2 yards. Stacked up by the middle of the Notre Dame defense, Mike Kovaleski, who's had an outstanding game thus far. Kovaleski led Notre Dame in tackles last year. The year before was Tony Perjanik. Perjanik leading Notre Dame in tackles this year. They'll measure to see if Hilliard picks up the 1st down.
Dalton here trying to run right up inside on short yard. That's probably the most difficult thing to do. He's only 185 pounds. He gets the 1st down right here past the 30-yard line, but that short yardage offense has been a problem for Bill Arnsparger's team the entire season.
Dalton Hilliard needs about 165 yards to become the 4th all-time rusher in Southeast Conference history, behind some pretty fair running backs, Herschel Walker, Bo Jackson, and Charles Alexander.
I'll take those guys on my team any day.
1st and 10, LSU at the 31. Quick out pass, running room for Martin. Martin nearly broke it. A fine defensive play by Marv Spence. Spence was blocked and made the tackle on the ground, but substantial yardage by Sam Martin.
It's just a quick out to Martin. He has a blocker in front of him. He takes the inside. He gets brought down by pursuit from the inside, but he's one player away from making a big play. He's taken over that split end position and almost popped it for a long one.
Wide outs to the same side, the right side. Raji McGee and Sam Martin on a 1st and 10 LSU. They have it at their own 46-yard line. Dalton Hilliard sheds a tackler, gets over midfield into Notre Dame territory to the 49-yard line, a pickup of 5. Jeff Coons finally stopped him.
Dalton Hilliard is very deceiving. Only 185 pounds, but very huge, strong legs. He shook off a couple of tackles and got that 5 yards on 1st down.
Garland Jean-Baptiste has checked in for LSU, a junior from St. Martinville, Louisiana. 2nd down and 5 call for LSU. Wickersham handoff, Dalton Hilliard. Dalton Hilliard gets to the Notre Dame 47. He'll be short of a 1st down. Brought down on the play by Mike Kovaleski, who's made a rash of tackles in the early going. Kovaleski, the junior from Newcastle, Indiana.
A lot of people were concerned after the loss to Penn State last week how the team would react this week against LSU. Well, that defense right now from Notre Dame is really flying to the football, pursuing that on that play and bringing down Hilliard.
3rd down and 3 call for LSU at the Notre Dame 47-yard line. James gets the call. James does not get the 1st down. Jeff Coons racks him up at the 46-yard line of Notre Dame. A gain of only 1 by Gary James.
We talked about that defensive line from Notre Dame right now, just coming off the football, getting penetration. Coons makes the play right here. We've talked so much about Eric Dorsey having a great season, but Coons has been a consistent defensive lineman this year when they've had a lot of injuries in that position.
Matt DeFrank into punt for LSU. The deep man for Notre Dame is Troy Wilson. Snapper is Chris Carrier. Good snap. High, booming punt. Wilson calls the fair catch. His hopes it goes into the end zone. It's not going to. LSU downs it on the 4-yard line. So Notre Dame will start with their backs to their own goal, a 43-yard punt. The score is Notre Dame 7, LSU nothing. We'll return to Notre Dame Stadium in just a moment.
Don't be a victim of the past. Be a part of the future now. See the newest Schick Total Touch electronic shaver with lightning charge. The newest Schick Total Touch electronic shaver with lightning charge. Charges in less than half an hour. A new standard for shavers now. All Schick shavers feature Total Touch technology. Schick, the civilized shaver. Use it and love it, or your money back. Schick and Lady Schick. They're everything we say, or your money back.
Thanks a lot, Citibank. You had to make your Visa and MasterCards better than other banks. Only your cards offer city dining. It saves my boss and his wife 20% at restaurants all over town. So now he can take a bunch of the guys out to dinner. But he still can't take his mind off of work.
All right, boys, let's all step up to the plate. Dig in. And remember, it's all in the wrist. In the wrist.
Visa and MasterCard from Citibank.
Keep your eye on the meatball.
It's the bank that makes them better.
Back at Notre Dame Stadium, the Irish leading LSU 7-0. Notre Dame will start at their own 3-yard line after a fine punt by Matt DeFrank. It'll be 1st and 10, Notre Dame at their own 3.
And this is a situation the LSU defense loves to get an offense, pin back in their own end zone, try to force them to punt the ball out of here and get good field position for their offense.
Notre Dame will go from the power I, 2 fullbacks, Stams and Monahan, along with Alan Pinkett in the backfield. Play action. Looking upfield, going for the bundle, and way overthrows Stams, who was covered like a blanket by Norman Jefferson along with Chris Carrier, and Berline threw that one away. Notre Dame players shaken up on the play. That looks like Ron Plants, or is it Sean Heffern? Sean Heffern, the senior from Carmel, Indiana.
Well, Notre Dame on 1st down try to go for it all on play action. Berline faking inside and trying to get the ball down to Stams upfield near the out-of-bounds area. He had double coverage, and on the top was Chris Carey, that 6'5" defensive back. The free safety came over. They had him double covered on the play. The LSU defense was ready.
Unfortunately for Notre Dame, 2 senior offensive linemen have been injured in the early going of this game. Sean Heffron joins Jay Underwood, who was taken out earlier, the senior from Newport News, Virginia. Here's Heffron. Watch Toby Caston.
Toby Caston comes up over the top and really kicks him almost inadvertently. Kicks him right in the chest. They're taking him off the field right now. It looks like he might be back in the football game.
John Askin comes in to take his place. It'll be 2nd down, 10 Notre Dame. They have it at their own 3-yard line. Alan Pinkett. Pinkett worms to the 10-yard line. A pickup of 7 on the play before he's stopped by Ron Sancho. Good blocks by Ron Plants and by Tim Scannell.
Give really a lot of credit to that offensive line. LSU, knowing they're going to run the football, Notre Dame offensive line came off the ball and gave that little crack for Pinkett, and he took it to the 10-yard line.
Pinkett 5 carries, 21 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 3 Notre Dame. They have it at their own 10-yard line. Stams does not get the first down. Stacked up after a gain of 2 by Michael Brooks and Carl Wilson. So the punting situation is on, and Dan Sorensen will come in to punt for Notre Dame. LSU should get good field position. Sorensen averaging 41 1/10 yards per punt. The deep men for LSU are Norman Jefferson and Darrell Owens. Rick DiBernardo to snap. Sorensen gets the punt away. This will be Owens at the 44-yard line. The punt is well covered by Notre Dame, and Owens gets back to the 46, a return of just 2, where he's brought down on the play by Chris Kovchak. 44-yard punt, 2-yard return. 4:41 left to play in the first quarter. Notre Dame 7, LSU nothing.
A tradition of holiday values continues with the Christmas Gifts and Toys catalog from True Value hardware stores. You'll find this Skill cordless screwdriver for just $19.99, including a charging stand. Or give the versatile Master Mechanic 2-piece locking plier set only $11.99. For a home hobbyist, choose the Black & Decker 2-speed jigsaw, just $24.99. Or this Weller soldering iron kit for only $7.99 from participating True Value hardware stores and home centers.
At UPS, we wash our planes so often, our competitors think we're obsessive. But keeping our planes clean reduces wind drag, which saves us thousands of tons of jet fuel each year. And it's obsessiveness like this that lets us deliver next-day air usually for half what other companies charge. Besides, we happen to like our planes clean. UPS, we run the tightest ship in the shipping business.
4:41 left to play first quarter at Notre Dame Stadium. Notre Dame leading 7-0, an 18-yard touchdown run by Tim Brown. LSU will start 1st and 10 as we look at Tennessee leading Kentucky 3-0. LSU has a great interest in that game. 1st and 10 LSU. They have it at their own 46-yard line. Wickersham. This is Dalton Hilliard, and as he rocked at the line of scrimmage, he was brought down at the line of scrimmage by Cedric Figueroa.
Cedric Figueroa makes just a picture-perfect tackle right at the line of scrimmage. Fights off the block, comes right from the outside, and delivers a stick right to the chest of the running back, brought him down for about a yard loss.
2nd down, 11 LSU. They have the ball at their own 45-yard line. Wickersham back to pass, looking up the middle, rifles one, it is caught for a first down at the Notre Dame 41-yard line by Sam Martin. Lars Spence made the hit.
This is what happens to a receiver when he comes across the middle. Good play action by Wickersham. Martin coming across the middle. Now you see his head being taken off right there by number 23 coming in on the play, Steve Lawrence.
Sam Martin, 3 catches for 35 yards, and he's a converted tailback. Has been playing tailback this year, doing a great job as a wideout. With Bill Arnsparger, it's 1st and 10 LSU. Here's Dalton Hilliard. Hilliard is stopped by Mike Larkin after getting inside the 40 to about the 37-yard line. Pick up around 4 on the play by Dalton Hilliard.
We talked earlier in the show, Wickersham has to have a good day throwing the football upfield. Got the ball to Martin on that in route for a first down. They'll start dumping the ball off to his back so they start converging on the wide receivers.
Wide receivers go to the same side, the left side. They are Sam Martin and Raji McGee on a 2nd down and 6th call for Wickersham. Here's Dalton Hilliard again. Tripped up on a fine defensive play by Robert Banks, the junior from Hampton, Virginia.
For just an instant, it looked like Hilliard was going to get through the hole and get positive yardage on the play. Banks comes out of nowhere and just trips him up and saves a big play for the offense of LSU.
No gain on the play, bringing on a 3rd down and 6 in a passing situation for Wickersham, who has Darrell Owens and Sam Martin wide to the left. Running backs are James and Dalton Hilliard, and James in motion. Wickersham straight back, rifles it caught, but short of the first down at about the 33-yard line. Mike Kovaleski right there to cover the tight end, Mitch Andrews.
Notre Dame taking some chances on defense. Mike Haywood coming from the outside on an all-out blitz. LSU picked it up, but Wickersham did not get the football downfield far enough to get the first down.
Ronnie Lewis now will attempt a long field goal. This will be a 50-yarder. He kicked a 54-yarder against North Carolina, an LSU record. Doug Powell to hold. Chris Carrier, the snapper. The field goal attempt is up. And it is wide and short. No good. Notre Dame will take over on down. The score is Notre Dame 7, LSU nothing. We'll return to Notre Dame Stadium in just a moment.
Now, a new definition of quality and performance. The new Norelco electronic rotor-track with the fastest, longest-lasting charge of any leading razor. Inside 3 floating heads is a patented lift and cut shaving system, guaranteed to shave you fast, clean, razor blade close, without a nick or cut or your money back. And a gift she'll love, the new Lady Shave Rechargeable.
Norelco, we put quality first.
As soon as that class goes, I hear this hungry. And it's like, get me a Snickers bar.
Snickers satisfies you.
If you're gonna have a snack, it might as well be a Snickers because my hunger's controlled until dinner.
Packed with peanuts, peanut butter nougat, caramel, and milk chocolate.
Satisfies you.
Packed with peanuts, Snickers really satisfies.
All the way through the whole bar, it's packed with peanuts. You gotta have a Snickers bar. I mean, it's the thing that satisfies you.
Back at Notre Dame Stadium, Notre Dame leading LSU 7-0. An 18-yard touchdown run by Tim Brown. Conversion by John Carney. Notre Dame will start 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line. Burline going to pass on 1st down. Goes to the valve man, Alan Pinkett. Pinkett is dropped on a short tackle by Norman Jefferson, who came up in his quarterback spot very nicely. No gain on the play, 2nd down and 10.
And that's what the LSU defense does so well. They pursue and they react to the football. When Pinkett got that ball in open field, Jefferson was coming up from the outside, and also Michael Brooks, after rushing the passer, came back down and helped out on the play.
Freshman Mark Green has come in at a wide out for Notre Dame. He is wide to the right, wide to the left is Alvin Miller on a 2nd down and 10 call for Burline. Alan Pinkett nearly fumbled. Pinkett behind Stam gets up to about the 38-yard line where he's wrestled down by Toby Caston. From Monroe, Louisiana, the ball is placed at around the 38-yard line. A pickup of around 6 on the play brings up a 3rd down and 4.
The way LSU linebackers are pursuing to the football, won't be surprised if Burline tries to call a reverse and negate that pursuit from the LSU defense and possibly a big play.
Reggie Ward and Tim Brown are backing at the wideouts at a 3rd down and 4 play. Alan Pinkett looks for some blocking. Oh, he is spilled on a fine defensive play at the 39-yard line by Ron Sancho, the freshman linebacker from LSU. 4th down in the punting situation.
Ron Sancho doesn't get the recognition of a Michael Brooks, but he's an outstanding player. You see him knifing through, coming off the block, and making a play on Alan Pinkett, holding him short of the first down.
Dan Sorensen gets the punt away, a low line drive. It's fielded by Norman Jefferson. Jefferson running backwards. Jefferson has a wall now on the far sideline. And he is hit by the last man between him and the goal, and that was the punter, Dan Sorensen. So a fine return by Norman Jefferson. After backtracking, and Norman Jefferson, the punter, had to make the tackle. That's the end of the first quarter at Notre Dame Stadium. The score, Notre Dame 7, LSU nothing.
Introducing a line of power tools designed to work as one with your hand. The revolutionary Black & Decker M47 series, more compact to fit your hand for better control, greater accuracy. And driven by the most powerful motor for its size we've ever built, the M47 series power tools. They work with your hand as if they were one. From Black & Decker, ideas at work.
Absorbing Junior invites all hard-working Americans to rub it in. Rub it in, rub it in. Rub it in, rub it in. Absorbing Junior, the big rub-it-in solution for sore, aching muscles. Feels good. With deep, penetrating action that gets under your skin fast for soothing relief. Put it on my back, my cycle really act. Absorbing Junior. Rub it in, rub it in.
At UPS, we wash our planes so often, our competitors think we're obsessive. But keeping our planes clean reduces wind drag, which saves us thousands of tons of jet fuel each year. And it's obsessiveness like this that lets us deliver next-day air usually for half what other companies charge. Besides, we happen to like our planes clean. UPS, we run the tightest ship in the shipping business.
Wouldn't you like to own America's favorite Buick?
Wouldn't you?
Sticker price from just $10,228. The 1986 Buick Century with road-hugging front-wheel drive, the quick response of electronic fuel injection, and a rakish new front end. Make Century your favorite Buick from as low as $10,228 at your Chicagoland, Northern Indiana, Better Buick dealer.
Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick?
Notre Dame leads LSU 7-0, but LSU starting at the Notre Dame 49 after a 28-yard punt return by Norman Jefferson. It's 1st and 10 LSU. Wickersham, play action. Looks upfield, rifles one. Great catch by Raji McGee on the bullet. Delivered by Jeff Wickersham. First down LSU.
Raji McGee makes an outstanding catch downfield. Again, running a crossing route across field around the 32-yard line. Wickersham delivers the ball a little bit behind McGee. He just adjusted the football and made the catch.
16-yard reception. And for Raji McGee, reception number 21 on the year. 1st and 10 LSU at the 32-yard line. Dalton Hilliard trying to snake his way inside the Notre Dame defense. Got about 2 before he's met by Jeff Coons.
For the most part in the first quarter, Notre Dame defense has contained Dalton Hilliard and Gary James. That running attack from LSU really was not a factor in the first quarter.
First quarter statistics. Notre Dame 54 yards rushing. LSU 39 yards passing. 79 total yards for the Irish. Wickersham delivers short to his back, Gary James. He's close to a first down before he's spilled by Pat Ballage on the far side. Gary James, the leading receiver for LSU, came into this game having caught 36 passes.
And he puts a lot of pressure on the Notre Dame linebacker to line him up in the slot at time. Very difficult to cover one-on-one. Notre Dame had a zone. He came open right around the 23-yard line and made the catch.
Wickersham 6 for 7 for 61 yards. 3rd down and 1 call for Jeff Wickersham. Quarterback sneak penalty markers, and this is the first flag of the afternoon. Up until now, no penalties, no turnovers.
It looked like Wickersham went on a much longer count than he normally does. 2 or 3 people from the defense of Notre Dame went offside. We'll have to wait and see if he was drawing off.
Now, offsides Notre Dame. It'll be a first down LSU on the 5-yard penalty. Offside against Notre Dame.
That's an experienced senior quarterback coming to the line of scrimmage, changing his cadence from time to time, drawing the 5-yard penalty and getting the first down.
Here's Raymond Bauer. Offside first down, LSU. They have the ball at the Notre Dame 17-yard line. Notre Dame leading 7-0, 13:23 to play in the first half. Counter play to James, and not much there. He is filled for a loss on the play by Cedric Figaro of Lafayette, Louisiana.
Talk about a linebacker who can play solid football week in, week out. It's a counter play back to James. Figaro is right there, fights off the blocker and is right there, contains James, and then brings him down.
Along with Mike Larkin on the play, a loss of 3. It'll bring on a second down and 13 for LSU. They have the ball at their own, or rather at the Notre Dame 20-yard line. Wickersham rolling out, looks upfield. It is in and out of the grasp of Darrell Owens, the freshman flanker from Beaumont, Texas. Pat Ballage defending on the play. It brings on a third down and 13. Tennessee Volunteers, 2 field goals leading Kentucky 6-0 first quarter score. Tennessee with Vanderbilt yet to play after Kentucky. North Carolina leads Duke 7-0. If Tennessee defeats Kentucky and Vanderbilt, then the Volunteers will be in the Sugar Bowl. Third down 13 for LSU. Wickersham straight back. Caught nicely by Sam Martin, and he's inside the 10-yard line. It's a first down for... No, it's not a first down. It'll be short of the first down. Steve Lawrence knocked him out of bounds. He'll be short of the first down by about 2.
And Troy Wilson's beside himself. He went for the interception. He had great coverage downfield on Martin. The ball went right by him. Martin turned upfield, but came up about 2 yards short of the first down.
Now a field goal try by Ronnie Lewis, who has been erratic. 4 for 14. Doug Powell will hold. Chris Carrier to snap. This is a chip shot, a 27-yarder. Lewis's kick is up, and it is wide to the right. So LSU continuing to experience kicking problems with 12:28 left to play in the second quarter. The score, Notre Dame 7, LSU nothing.
Thanks a lot, Citibank. You had to make your Visa and MasterCards better than other banks. Only your cards offer city dining. It saves my boss and his wife 20% at restaurants all over town. So now he can take a bunch of the guys out to dinner. But he still can't take his mind off of work.
All right, boys, let's all step up to the plate. Dig in. And remember, it's all in the wrist. In the wrist.
Visa and MasterCard from Citibank.
Keep your eye on the meatball.
It's the bank that makes them better.
Don't be a victim of the past. Be a part of the future now. See the newest Schick Total Touch electronic shaver with lightning charge. The newest Schick Total Touch electronic shaver with lightning charge. Charges in less than half an hour. A new standard for shavers now. All Schick shavers feature Total Touch technology. Schick, the civilized shaver. Use it and love it, or your money back. Schick and Lady Schick. They're everything we say, or your money back.
Notre Dame leads 7-0, 12:28 left to play in the first half. Ronnie Lewis has had a shaky year as field goal kicker for LSU.
About the same distance with the one he missed against Alabama. You see him right now. When a kicker loses his confidence, it's very difficult to get it back.
First and 10 Notre Dame. They take over on their own 20-yard line. Berline, the quarterback, with Monahan and Alan Pinkett behind him. This is Alan Pinkett. Big opening. Alan Pinkett looked for a final block and didn't get it. Got up to the 36-yard line. Kevin Guidry, the touchdown-saving tackle.
We talked about Pinkett. All he needs is a crease. You see him coming off tackle, gets a good block, right at the point of attack. Now he starts breaking tackles downfield. Finally, Guidry fights off the blocker. See the All-American Brooks getting turned out on the play, getting held a little bit on the play as well. Turned out, and then Pinkett goes right through that hole.
17-yard gain by Pinkett, first and 10 at the 36-yard line for Notre Dame. Burline way over the head of his intended receiver, Tony Eason. They'll bring out a second down and 10. Ball at their own 36-yard line.
There was just a miscommunication between Burline and Eason. Eason broke to the inside on the play, was open. Burline delivered the ball to the outside, went for the incomplete pass.
Burline, the all-time Notre Dame completion leader, surpassing Terry Hanratty last week. Second down and 10. Alan Pinkett. Oh, is he racked up by nose guard Henry Thomas, the junior from Houston, Texas. A loss on the play, back to the 35-yard line of a yard, brings on third down and 11.
And he is probably the unsung hero of that defense, playing at nose tackle. He gets double teamed almost on every play to keep his linebackers free. That time he shot the gap and brought Pinkett down for a yard loss.
Alvin Miller coming in with a play from the bench. Notre Dame will have to hurry. Clock down to 6 seconds on a third down, 11 call. They just got it off with 1 second showing on the clock. Here's Alvin Miller. Miller first down past midfield. The LSU 48 before he's knocked out of bounds by Mike DeWitt. Alvin Miller all alone in the flat.
There's a communication breakdown. You see right now Steve Rahaj coming on the blitz. Miller is wide open running outside pattern. No one picked him up at all. He turned it upfield on third down and 11 and got the first down for Notre Dame as a breakdown on the defense by LSU.
Ball at the LSU 48-yard line. 11:09 left to play first half. Notre Dame leading 7-0. Reggie Ward wide to the right. Mark Green is a slot on the right. Quick out to Green and off his fingertips. He was well covered by Steve Rahaj.
Burline trying to get that ball to Green on the outside, but Michael Brooks fought off the blocker and just jumped up in the air. Burline had to deliver the ball a little bit higher than he wanted to, and it went incomplete.
Second down 10 for Notre Dame at the LSU 48-yard line. Wideouts Tim Brown and Reggie Ward are to the right. Play action. Burline in trouble. Burline gets to the 45-yard line before Carl Wilson drops him at the LSU 45. He scrambles for 3. It'll bring out a third down and 7.
Even the down line, and Carl Wilson comes off the block and brings Burline down. They have such great team speed on that LSU defense. They can react to a play in an instant.
Notre Dame 3 for 5 and third down conversions. They're looking at a 3rd and 7 here. Tim Brown and Alvin Miller are wide to the right. Reggie Ward is wide to the left. 3 wideouts, and Brown goes in motion. Burline has time up the middle. It is in and out of the grass with his intended receiver, Alvin Miller. Bring out a 4th down in a punting situation for Notre Dame. Sean Burks defending on the play.
Sean Burks was underneath Alvin Miller, trying to make the ball come over his head. Miller was open. The ball by Burline was a little bit behind, and Sean Burks really disrupted the vision.
Dan Sorensen to do the punting. Norman Jefferson and Darrell Owens, the deep men for LSU. Sorensen gets the punt away. They'll let it bounce into the end zone, and LSU will have it first and 10 at their own 20-yard line. The score is Notre Dame 7, LSU nothing. We'll return to Notre Dame Stadium in just a moment.
No matter how hard you work, Right Guard can help keep you smelling good for up to 24 hours.
You work hard, you need Right Guard.
This
is Brush Plus from Gillette. A shaving concentrate and brush in one. A brush to lift whiskers, a concentrate to soften them. A shave that is superior. Brush Plus for a superior shave.
I realized when I got my own business, I had to give it 110% of my time. I got deadlines to meet. I can't let something like hunger get in the way.
Snickers satisfies you.
A Snickers fills me up till I can grab a meal. Cuts the hunger, lets me take care of business.
Packed with peanuts, peanut butter nougat, caramel, and milk chocolate. Mmm.
Snickers satisfies you.
Packed with peanuts, Snickers really satisfies.
Snickers is like a part of my business. When I'm hungry, it really does the job for me.
Back at Notre Dame Stadium, Notre Dame, Indiana. Harry Callis along with Jack Ham, where Notre Dame leads LSU 7-0, 10:09 left to play in the first half. Notre Dame scoring on an 18-yard run by Tim Brown. LSU starting at their own 20, 1st and 10 behind Jeff Wickersham, the quarterback, Dalton Hilliard and Gary James, the running backs. Dalton Hilliard. Stopped by Eric Dorsey, but not before Hilliard hit that quick opener for 5 yards. It'll bring on a 2nd down and 5. He hits the hole in a hurry.
I think LSU is confident they can move the football against Notre Dame, running the ball here for 5 yards on 1st down. They're able to throw the ball as well. Their kicking game has hurt them the entire season, and it also hurt them this afternoon on a field goal attempt by Lewis.
2nd down and 5 for LSU. A quick out to Martin. Martin gets away from one man, up to the 40, fumbles, but out of bounds. LSU will keep the ball at the Notre Dame, or rather at the LSU 44-yard line. Tony Furjanic the hit. Sam Martin has been a real factor offensively for LSU.
Same play they ran in the previous drive. It's a quick screen with a lineman coming out in front. You see Martin follow his lineman, and he breaks a tackle, and he's got excellent speed going upfield. It's a tremendous hit by Furjanic, banks from behind, and ball goes out of bounds.
Tailback turned wide out, Sam Martin, 5 receptions, 65 yards on the afternoon. 1st and 10 LSU. Wickersham play action. Up the middle, caught a great catch at the 41-yard line by Raji McGee. He was covered like a blanket by Steve Lawrence, but a fine reception by McGee.
McGee makes an outstanding catch in traffic. Good play action to Hilliard. He has all time to look for a receiver. Again, the ball a little bit behind. Lawrence is on the coverage, but McGee makes an outstanding catch at the 41-yard line.
Raji McGee, sophomore from Okaloosa, Louisiana.
For wide receivers like McGee out there, and also Martin has made Wickersham look very good here in the first half.
1st and 10, LSU at the Notre Dame 41-yard line. Here's Dalton Hilliard, and Hilliard gets about 3 or 4 off right tackle before he's stopped by Tony Furjanic and Eric Dorsey.
Again, LSU in Notre Dame territory, but without a good field goal kicker, they're not confident. They may go for it on 4th down in short situations, because he has missed some very easy chip shots this year.
2nd down and 5 for LSU. They have the ball at the Notre Dame 36-yard line. In motion goes Gary James. Wickersham, again, a lot of time going for the bundle and overthrows Raji McGee in the end zone. Troy Wilson defending on the play. Wickersham, Jack, has had a lot of time to deal. Not much pass rush by Notre Dame.
Notre Dame right now is only rushing 3 down linemen and dropping off 8 people in the coverage. Wickersham has all day to look for a receiver downfield. I think they've got to come with 4 down linemen, put some pressure on Wickersham, or they'll pick you apart.
Wickersham 9 for 12 for 106 yards. It's 3rd down and 5 for LSU. Wickersham back to pass. Little valve pass to James. James is slowed up by Troy Wilson and finished off on the far side by Mike Haywood. Good defensive play by Troy Wilson, and LSU far short of the 1st down.
3rd down and 5. He just puts a little flare pass out to James in open field. He could not get away from the defender, slowed him up for time. Then the rest of the Notre Dame defense came over and helped out. And now we got a 4th down situation. Looks like they may go for it here.
4th down and a long 3 at the Notre Dame 35-yard line, and LSU will go for it. The Notre Dame calls a timeout. Notre Dame did not like their defensive alignment on 4th down, so they call a timeout. With a timeout, the score is Notre Dame 7, LSU nothing. We'll be right back.
Give me a light. Go! Bud Light.
If you just ask for a light beer, you never know what you'll get.
Give me a light. Bud Light.
So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste, don't just ask for a light beer.
Give me a light.
Ask them to bring out their best.
Bud Light.
Bud Light.
Thank you.
Because everything else is just a light.
Introducing something new and rather amazing. A super high-octane gasoline with twice the detergent it had before to give you a plus. A detergent strong enough to actually clean dirty fuel injectors to give your car power and performance it didn't have before. New Mobile Super Unleaded, high octane with a plus.
At halftime, we'll be entertained by the Notre Dame Marching Band. We'll have highlights of the first half. The TEN Sports feature Focus on Football 85, featuring Notre Dame middle linebacker Tony Perjani. And scores of other games, all coming up at halftime. 7:59 left to play in the first half. Notre Dame leading LSU 7-0, and LSU will go for it on 4th and a long 3 at the 35-yard line of Notre Dame. 4th down, 3 LSU. Wickersham's going to try to throw for it. His pass is caught, but short of a first down on a fine defensive play by Mike Haywood along with Tony Perjani. Haywood slowed him. Perjani stopped him a yard short of a first down.
Well, on 4th down, there's one thing you've got to do is get by the yard marker. You see Wickersham right now delivering the football out to Martin on the outside. His knee touches down. The ball is automatically dead. The ball goes over to Notre Dame.
1st and 10 Notre Dame. They'll have it at their own 33-yard line. Erline, the quarterback. Hiawatha, Francisco, and Monahan behind him. Here's Francisco, and he tries the middle and gets about 2 or 3 before he's stopped by Michael Brooks, among others. Andrzak is now the quarterback. Terry Andrzak, the sophomore from Allen Park, Michigan.
Jerry Fowles changing now to Andrzak, but Bill Arnsparker going for it on 4th down. Just shows you he's very confident in his defense, giving the ball back to Notre Dame on the 36-yard line.
Notre Dame operating with their second unit. Terry Andrzak, the quarterback, sophomore. Andrzak rolling out, being pursued, gets one away and is caught at the 42-yard line. Caught by Tom Monahan, his fullback. Monahan was stopped at the 42-yard line by Chris Cruz.
Steve Berline could not have made this play. Andrzak has got great foot speed, gets away from pressure. You see Brooks coming in here from the outside, delivers the football up in the air. Monahan makes the catch and gets about a yard short of the first down.
Notre Dame will bring in their power I formation, an extra fullback Pernell Taylor, an extra tight end Andy Heck on 3rd down and 1. Andrzak calling the signals. Hiawatha Francisco has the first down at the 46-yard line, stopped by Sean Burks. So it's 1st and 10 Notre Dame. They have it at their own 46-yard line.
That second team, the offense of Notre Dame is a good second team. They took the football against Ole Miss a number of weeks ago and went in for a touchdown to turn the football game around. They're an excellent group out there going against that LSU defense.
Steve Rokic and Byron Spruill are the tackles. Wants a pass. Andy Heck has it batted away as he is rocked hard by Mike DeWitt. Intended for the tight end Andy Heck. He had it, then DeWitt jarred it loose.
Andrzak delivered that football up in the air, very, very high. Gave DeWitt time to come over and make the play and break it up. But that ball was up for grabs in that LSU secondary.
Chuck Lanza, the center, comes over the ball. Tom Freeman and John Askin are the guards. On the second offensive unit for Notre Dame, it's 2nd down and 10 for Andrzak. Here's Hiawatha Francisco, and he gets near midfield before he's brought down by Roland Barbet, the junior from Chalmette, Louisiana. It's 3rd down and about 6 for Notre Dame. They have the ball at midfield.
Notre Dame's been able in the first half to stay out of a really 3rd down and long situation. 3rd down and 6, you can do a number of different things, dump it off to Pinkett or go downfield. So it's going to put a lot of pressure on the LSU defense here on 3rd down.
Green wide to the left. Eason is wide to the right. Andrzak looks upfield. Gets a pass away. Caught by Heck. 1st down, Notre Dame at the LSU 38-yard line. Knocked out of bounds by Toby Caston and Ron Sancho, but not before the freshman tight end picks up a 1st down.
Andy Heck, the tight end, just like Raiders, coming underneath that LSU zone. You see the play action. Andrzak delivers the ball in front of the linebackers. Here comes Sancho over to make the play with Caston, but it's happening in front of him, and on 6 yards, they can make a 1st down to tight end.
Harry Andrzak, the quarterback, 1st and 10 at the LSU 38-yard line. Andrzak rolling out, gets his pass away, juggled but held on to by Tim Brown, and he has a 1st down. At the LSU 26-yard line before he's brought down by Sean Burks. A pickup of around 11 by Tim Brown and the 1st down.
Andrzak was the rollout quarterback, delivered the football on the run to Brown downfield. Defensive back slips on the ground around the 25-yard line, and Brown almost breaks it for a touchdown.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line. Here's a handoff and nothing there. A pickup of around 1 on the play. Roland Barbet into the pile for LSU.
Where your defense has got to really be disciplined. You've seen one quarterback like Steve Berline, who's a drop-back passer, stays in the pocket. Now Andrzak comes in, rolling out, putting pressure on the corner. Now you've got to contain this guy, so putting a lot of different types of pressure on that LSU defense.
2nd down and 9 for Notre Dame at the LSU 25-yard line. Hiawatha Francisco jitterbugs his way outside, but he's going nowhere because Toby Caston, the inside linebacker, was there to stop him after a gain of about a yard.
Toby Caston is about a 4.6 in the 40-yard dash. You see him right now just coming down the line of scrimmage. Hiawatha Francisco could have turned the corner on most linebackers. Caston is too quick and brings him down.
They're down 9, Notre Dame. The ball at the LSU 25-yard line. LSU trying to dig in against Notre Dame's 2nd offensive unit. Average 2nd unit has had a good drive on 3rd down and 9. Andrzak calling. Counter play to Hiawatha Francisco inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. A 1st down, and Willie Bryant making the tackle along with Mike DeWitt. There is a penalty, however, on the play.
This is the way you slow down a great defensive football team. You run counter plays against it. Hiawatha Francisco, they're going to bring this one back, but an excellent counter play. Hiawatha Francisco finally gets to the outside. They're going to bring it back probably because of a holding penalty.
Notre Dame penalized. This will put him back at the 34-yard line of LSU. Also takes him out of field goal range, perhaps.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
So it'll be 3rd down and long facing Andrzak now with the ball at the LSU 34-yard line.
What a tough penalty. They would have had the 1st down around the 15-yard line after that run by Francisco. Now they're back on the 34-yard line looking at 3rd down and long.
Jim Brown and Reggie Ward are wide to the right. Wide to the left is Hiawatha Francisco. Andrzak back to pass, fires up the middle. It is incomplete, intended for Tim Brown. Defending on the play, Ron Sancho, the linebacker, who broke it up nicely.
Those linebackers from LSU really get deep. Sancho was downfield, also Toby Caston. They're 18 to 20 yards downfield trying to break up a pass.
John Carney now will attempt a long field goal, a 52-yard field goal attempt by Carney. Carney's longest has been a 51-yarder. That was in the Aloha Bowl last year, an Aloha Bowl record. This will be a 52-yarder. Alvon Weil will hold. Rick Bernardo's snap is placed, and it's blocked by LSU, and LSU will take over in good field position at their own 44-yard line as the field goal attempt was blocked. It was blocked by Henry Thomas. And with 3:16 left to play in the second quarter, the score is Notre Dame 7, LSU nothing.
Don't be a victim of the past. Be a part of the future now. See the newest Schick Total Touch electronic shaver with lightning charge. The newest Schick Total Touch electronic shaver with lightning charge. Charges in less than half an hour. A new standard for shavers now. All Schick shavers feature Total Touch technology. Schick, the civilized shaver. Use it and love it, or your money back. Schick and Lady Schick. They're everything we say, or your money back.
Thanks a lot, Citibank. You had to make your Visa and MasterCards better than other banks. Only your cards offer city dining. Saves my boss and his wife 20% at restaurants all over town. So now he can take a bunch of the guys out to dinner. But he still can't take his mind off of work.
All right, boys, let's all step up to the plate. Dig in. And remember, it's all in the rest. In the rest.
Visa and MasterCard from Citibank.
Keep your eye on the meatball.
It's the bank that makes them better.
3:16 left to play in the first half. Notre Dame leads LSU 7-0. Notre Dame's 52-yard field goal attempt blocked by Henry Thomas.
A lot of times when a long field goal, you try to put a lot of leg in it. It comes off a little bit low. Thomas gets penetration right up the middle and blocks it for LSU.
Junior nose guard from Houston, Texas, blocking the field goal try. 1st and 10 LSU, the ball at their own 44. Wickersham, just a quick out to Sam Martin. Nowhere to go for Martin this time, as the Notre Dame defense converges quickly and stops Martin in his tracks. Robert Banks was there first.
In the case of LSU going back to the well one too many times. They've run 3 quick screens here now in the first half. That ball got deflected at the line of scrimmage and threw off the timing when Martin finally caught it around the 44-yard line.
So it's a 2nd down and 10 call for LSU. The wideouts are Darrell Owens and Sam Martin. They're on the same side to the left. Wickersham, just a quick pass to James, and James gets away from Ballage, but he can't elude Jeff Coons, and he's dropped at the 49-yard line after a pickup of 5. We'll call it a gain of 4 on the play, bringing on a 3rd down and 6 for LSU.
Gary James coming out of the backfield. Wickersham rolling to his left, put the ball behind James. He lost his momentum, could not get turned upfield, or he'd made a lot more yards on the play.
3rd down, 6 call for Wickersham. Straight back, looks upfield, has all kinds of time, delivers a bullet intercepted by Steve Lawrence. Lawrence at the 45. Lawrence at midfield. Lawrence, a brilliant return to the LSU 39-yard line. Keith Melanson finally made the stop for LSU, but a great interception return by Steve Lawrence, who has a nose for the football.
He's made a lot of big plays this year for Notre Dame. Wickersham has all the time in the world to deliver the ball downfield. Martin coming across the middle is overthrown. Lawrence is right there to pick it off. And now he's making a few people miss going downfield. Great field position now for Notre Dame.
We have a timeout with a score Notre Dame 7, LSU nothing. We'll be right back.
This is the car, the 1986 Buick Regal. And this is the way it comes, with all these performance features standard. And sticker priced as low as $10,654. But don't stop there. Add this luxury option package with features like cruise control, stereo cassette radio, V8 engine, and more, and you'll save $425. This is the car, and this is the time to see your Chicagoland, Northern Indiana, Better Buick dealer.
Watching an adventure movie on a VCR? Terrific. But you're only hearing half the fun until you hear Zenith's hi-fi stereo VCR. With stereo sound so real, It's like being there. You can even tune in and record stereo TV broadcasts. Zenith's VHS Hi-Fi Stereo VCR.
Look out! Quicksand, old boy.
One of the smart VCRs. Zenith, smarter than ever.
Notre Dame leads 7-0. They have it at the LSU 39 after a 30-yard interception returned by Steve Lawrence, his third interception of the year, and Lawrence has also recovered 5 fumbles. Talk about a nose for the ball. 1st and 10, Notre Dame. Draw play, Alan Pinkett. Pinkett inside the 35 to the 34, a gain of 5. Stopped by Carl Wilson.
On 1st down, LSU's coming with an all-out blitz that came with Steve Rahaj off the corner. Pinkett had a draw inside, almost popped it for a big gain, got about 5 or 6 on the play.
Notre Dame's first unit back in with Steve Berline, the quarterback. Stams and Pinkett are the running backs. 2nd down and 5 call. Berline straight back. Throws up the middle. It is in and out of the grasp of his tight end, Tom Rader. Defending on the play, Sean Burks, along with Steve Rehaj. Bringing on a 3rd down and 5, Notre Dame at the 34-yard line of LSU.
Steve Berline's going to go back to the tight end or the backside of the backfield underneath that zone until LSU comes up a little bit more, starts covering those people, or the tight end rate is going to be a big key all day for Notre Dame.
Notre Dame is 5 for 9 in 3rd down conversions. Tim Brown goes wide to the left. Reggie Ward wide to the right. Alvin Miller is also a wide out to the left. In motion comes Tim Brown. Berline looks upfield, in trouble, and sacked by Carl Wilson at the 34-yard line. He got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. But Carl Wilson, the 6'4", 250-pound junior from Baton Rouge, has had a big first half.
It's the 2nd time today that Wilson has come off the block, come back downfield, and made the play on Berline to bring him down before he could get downfield and possibly get the 1st down. You're right, he's had an outstanding first half, and that LSU quickness is shown here late in the first half.
John Carney again is going to attempt a long field goal. This will be a 52-yard try. Carl Wilson was shaken up after the last sack, but I'm sure he'll return. Last time Carney tried a 52-yarder, it was blocked by Henry Thomas.
I'm surprised Jerry Foss going right back to the field goal attempt after getting one block. He could pin LSU back down in their own territory with only 57 seconds left to go.
Alban Weil will hold. Rick DiBernardo will snap. Ball is spotted. The kick is up and way off to the left and short. Not good. And LSU will take over on downs with 44 ticks on the clock. Left to play in the first half. Notre Dame leading 7-0. Notre Dame scoring in the first quarter on an 18-yard touchdown run by Tim Brown.
44 seconds can be a long time in college football. LSU has 3 timeouts left, and the clock stops after every first down, so they couldn't move the football upfield. They've been able to move into Notre Dame territory. Making mistakes and poor field goal kicking has cost them any points here in the first half.
Sam Martin goes wide to the left. Raji McGee is wide to the right. On a 1st and 10 at their own 35. Wickersham upfield, caught by McGee. McGee stopped by Troy Wilson at the 49, but a pickup of 14 yards and a first down, LSU.
Right now the clock is stopped at 37 seconds until the change of arm move. Right now LSU has called timeout. Good hook pattern by McGee downfield. He also had Hilliard in the flat. The linebacker moved up on Hilliard. McGee was wide open and got the first down.
At halftime, we'll be entertained by the Notre Dame Marching Band. We'll have highlights of the first half. The TEM Sports feature, Focus on Football 85, featuring Notre Dame middle linebacker Tony Perjanix, and some scores of other games. All coming up at halftime. 37 seconds left to play here in the first half. Notre Dame leading 7-0. In other games, Tennessee continuing to lead Kentucky at halftime 6-0. Volunteers trying for the Sugar Bowl. Wins over Kentucky, and Vanderbilt would put them there. The Iowa Hawkeyes going for the Rose Bowl, lead Minnesota 7-3, first quarter score. North Carolina 7, Duke nothing, second quarter. Brown leads Columbia 11-0, also first quarter. Kansas leading Missouri 6-0 in the first quarter. LSU with the ball at their own 49-yard line, 1st and 10. 37 seconds to try to get some points on the board before halftime. Wickersham sends 3 wideouts to left. One of them's running back Gary James. Wickersham gets it off to his valve man, Dalton Hilliard. Blockers in front of him. Hilliard inside the 40, out of bounds at the 37 of Notre Dame. That'll be 1st down, LSU, and they still have 28 seconds as Hilliard took it out of bounds.
Great call by Bill Arnsparker. He had 3 wide receivers to the same side of the field. They went deep downfield, took all the defenders from Notre Dame. Then the screen was set up when the lineman came in front of Hilliard. And then when he gets in open field, he can make some big plays and got it down to the 35-yard line.
One of the Notre Dame players was shaken up on the last play. Believe it is Steve Lawrence who made that fine interception earlier. Right at the Notre Dame sideline. An official's timeout with 28 seconds left to play in the first half. I believe that's Pat Ballage. It is Pat Ballage. Ballage, the senior from Pueblo, Colorado, shaken up on the last play.
I think Pat Ballage had to take on a few of those huge offensive linemen from LSU on that screen pass downfield. He took the brunt of the blow around the 35-yard line. It looks like he'll be okay and possibly back in the game.
LSU with the 1st down at the Notre Dame 35-yard line. Darrell Owens is wide to the right. Sam Martin wide to the left. Wickersham. Sideline pattern. Oh, James caught it, and he's rocked down by Mike Haywood at the 32-yard line. A big hit by Haywood.
This is called timing it up absolutely perfectly. Mike Haywood reads the quarterback, breaks on the ball, and delivers a tremendous hit to Lewis over there on the sideline.
James dropped the ball, incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10 with 24 seconds left to play in the first half. Ball at the Notre Dame 35-yard line. Wickersham straight back, has a lot of time. Wide open, Darrell Owens. Owens inside the 20, knocked out at the 19 by Troy Wilson. And it'll be 1st down LSU at the 19-yard line of Notre Dame. Darrell Owens, just a freshman from Beaumont, Texas.
That play was set up by McGee going deep, taking 2 defenders downfield. Owens came off and broke it to the outside, was wide open. Notre Dame was late coming back and on the pursuit. Caught the ball, went out of bounds right at the 20.
17 seconds to play in the first half. Wickersham trying to drive LSU for some points. Wickersham straight back. Sideline pattern to Dalton Hilliard. Puts a move on Kovaleski, and Kovaleski drops him at about the 11-yard line. A pickup of around 9. It'll bring on 2nd down and 9 seconds showing on the clock.
And this is where Bill Arnsparker has a lot of decisions to make. Lewis has not been a good field goal kicker. He has to go for it here. Maybe he has 1 or 2, possibly 2 more plays here. Calling a timeout right now. Talk it over on the sideline to see what they want to do from the 11-yard line.
I would imagine he might try 1 play to try to get it into the end zone and then try Lewis again. He'd like to get to halftime with points on the board.
Well, 2nd down and 1. Even if they try a running play right here, the clock will stop when they get the 1st down. So he maybe has 2 plays. He could try a quick trap right now and maybe catch Notre Dame off guard. But after the 1st down, the clock will stop, and also he has a timeout available. But it's a tough decision right now, especially when you're inconfident with your field goal kicking.
Bill Arnsparger in his 2nd year as head coach of the LSU Tigers. They have the ball at the Notre Dame 11-yard line. 9 ticks left on the clock.
And they've been in Notre Dame territory a lot here in the first half. They want to come away with some points here with only 9 seconds left to go in the half.
Wickersham has Martin to the left, Darrell Owens to the right. 2nd down and 1. Wickersham wants Owens in the end zone. It is incomplete. Troy Wilson defending on the play, just out of the grasp of Darrell Owens. And they will try a field goal with 4 seconds left in the first half.
Ron Lewis has missed one already from the right hash mark. This one will be on the left hash mark.
It's not going to be Ron Lewis, though. It's going to be Matt DeFrank, the sophomore punter, to attempt this field goal. Doug Powell will hold. So after Lewis missing two, this will be DeFrank, a 27-yard field goal attempt. Ball is spotted. DeFrank's kick is in the air, and it is good. And LSU will have points on the board on the field goal by the punter, Matt DeFrank. And that is the end of the first half with the score at Notre Dame Stadium. Notre Dame 7, LSU 3.
The enemy, snow. You never know when your car might lose its grip. Hence, the design logic for Vector. Goodyear's exceptional handling all-season radial. Its aggressive crisscross tread actually cleans itself for superb control on snow and ice. You either have Goodyear Vectors or you need them.
Thanks a lot, Citibank. You had to make your Visa and MasterCards better than other banks. All of your cards offer city dining. Saves my boss and his wife 20% at restaurants all over town. So now he can take a bunch of the guys out to dinner. But he still can't take his mind off of work.
All right, boys, let's all step up to the plate. Dig in. And remember, it's all in the wrist. In the wrist.
Visa and MasterCard from Citibank.
Keep your eye on the meatball.
It's the bank that makes them better.
This Bud's for all that you do.
They said this city was through. You said, no way.
Each day the spirit's growing. Your pride is really showing. You make America work, and this Bud's for you.
Here's to you. Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
This Bud's for you.
A tradition of holiday values continues with the Christmas gifts and toys catalog from True Value hardware stores. Brighten up any kitchen with the New Haven quartz clock for just $8.99. Surprise friends or family with this 13-inch Christmas plate for only $4.99. And the Corning 1-quart coffee server for just $14.99. And put a holiday candle or festive treats in this Libby crystal container. It's just $1.59 at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers.
The executive producer of TEN Sports is Fred Bodwitty. The producer of today's game is Jim Silman. The director, Billy McCoy. And the score at Notre Dame Stadium at halftime. Notre Dame 7, LSU 3. At Notre Dame Stadium, 7-3 at halftime. Harry Callis along with Jack Ham. And, well, as we said at the top of the show, Jack, it is a defensive battle.
Well, it is. Notre Dame came out early in the first series and scored, went down the field. Furline did a great job of mixing it up. Finally, Brown going in for the touchdown. But after that, the defense has really taken control of the game. And although Wickersham has moved the team upfield, they've made mistakes in Notre Dame territory and have only come up with 3 points so far.
Ronnie Lewis has had a tough year as the field goal kicker for Bill Arnsbarger, so he went to his punter, who attempted his first field goal and got points on the board. Psychologically, that's got to really help LSU.
Well, it really does. When Notre Dame went for the field goal and Carney missed it, they had good field position, and they had enough time to get downfield and get 3 points on the board. The field goal is still a little shaky going over there, but he finally made it, and I'm sure that psychologically you're right. You get some points at the end of the half, you're back in the football game, and they're very confident their defense won't give up much more.
It was Matt DeFrank who kicked the field goal, a 27-yarder to get LSU on the board. Meanwhile, Wickersham has had a pretty good first half. He is getting a lot of time to throw the football.
Well, Notre Dame's defense only rushing 3 people for the most part, dropping 8 people off in the secondary, and he's finding some open people. Some of his catches by Martin and McGee, those guys have made great catches because the ball has been behind him, and then Wickersham did overthrow for the interception. So he's got the reception, the completions downfield, but his 8 receivers have done a great job.
I think Sam Martin is an interesting story in this game because they lost their number 1 and number 2 split ends, Wendell Davis and Holt, and Martin all of a sudden has switched from tailback to a wideout, and he's done a great job.
Well, I don't think Notre Dame has not seen him on film. He's done such a good job of catching that screen pass out in the flat and then making a few people miss with a guy in front of him. So he's got exceptional quickness and came very close to popping him for big gains.
the Notre Dame marching band. And coming up in just a moment, TEN Sports Focus on Football 85, featuring Notre Dame middle linebacker Tony Furjanic. We're at halftime with the score, Notre Dame 7, LSU 3.
See, Barbecue Buffalo Burger has started to send you smoke signals. Alka-Seltzer to the rescue. Alka-Seltzer relieves the acid indigestion that's hot on your trail and also quiets the tom-toms in your head. So when your stomach and head go on the warpath, send Alka-Seltzer to the rescue and bring peace to your body fast.
Alka-Seltzer to the rescue.
Now, a new definition of quality and performance. The new Norelco electronic rotor track with the fastest, longest-lasting charge of any leading razor. Inside 3 floating heads is a patented lift and cut shaving system, guaranteed to shave you fast, clean, razor blade close, without a nick or cut or your money back. And a gift she'll love, the new Lady Shave Rechargeable.
Norelco, we put quality first.
TEN Sports presents Focus on Football 85. This week with a profile of Tony Furjanic, the latest in a long line of great Notre Dame linebackers. In the tradition of Bob Crable and Bob Golick comes Tony Furjanic, number 58. Off the field, he's a quiet, soft-spoken young man. But on the field, that's a different story.
I think everyone's personality changes when they hit the football field, and I'm no different, and I like to play with a lot of aggression, and I like to get out my aggressions from that have built up during the day out on the football field, and it's something I look forward to every day.
Although Furjanic plays with great intensity, he's always in control, on top of his game mentally as well as physically.
You have to play with a controlled aggression. You can't be totally out of your mind. You have to have your mind set, because if your mind isn't set, you're going to make all kinds of mistakes, and you're going to get flustered, and you're just not going to be very effective.
In his 4 years at Notre Dame, Tony has also proven to possess that intangible quality called character. He always approached the game with enthusiasm, but after an injury sidelined him in 1984, he has come back with an even more intense desire to be the best he can be.
I just think back to when I was sitting in the training room trying to rehab my injury, and I just think that how much I wanted to be out when I was sitting in that training room, and I just figure, hey, I'm out here now and I'm going to make the best of it. I'm not going to let a day go by without trying to improve in some way.
All right, switch it. Notre Dame linebacker coach George Kelly has seen a lot of great linebackers, and Tony Furjanic's one of the best. From day one 4 years ago, George Kelly knew Furjanic had unique capabilities.
All right, here we go. Well, I would suppose his ability to stay square to the line of scrimmage, it was something that I really didn't have to spend much time with him, as I do in many, many others, because it's not a natural thing. Man was not built to shuffle along the line of scrimmage as he is able to do. It pretty much emulates the same as a guard would in basketball. And this is something that seems to be a rare attribute for a football player. That plus patience, his intelligence, and his willingness to be extremely competitive.
With George Kelly at his side, Furjanic has had the best possible coach these past 4 years. But both teacher and pupil agree that all the coaching in the world can't make a great linebacker. Greatness comes from the instincts you're born with.
I think instinct has a lot more to do than coaching, because you can have the greatest coach in the world, but if you don't have the instinct to get to the ball or to fight off blocks, then you're going to be lost out there. And an example that could be if you see a counteraction play, if you're just keying that the fake and you don't realize that the ball's going the other way, then you're going to be lost, and all the coaching in the world is not going to help you.
During his 4 years at Notre Dame, Tony Furjanic has matured into the classic Irish linebacker. His intensity and leadership abilities on the field have set a standard for his teammates to follow. Next year, Tony will be gone, but those qualities will be passed on to the next generation of Notre Dame linebackers. Back at Notre Dame Stadium, Harry Callis, along with former Penn State and All-Pro Pittsburgh Steeler linebacker Jack Hammond. It is a linebacker's day today. They have been dominant this afternoon.
And also Tony Furjanic has done an excellent job at containing both Dalton Hilliard out of the backfield a lot of times and containing him, not letting him have the big plays. And they have been linebackers all around Hilliard this afternoon.
Well, we thought at the outset this was going to be a defensive battle. It really looks like maybe 2 touchdowns can win this game. Do you look for anything differently offensively from either Penn State or either Notre Dame or LSU in the second half?
Well, I think I'll see Wickersham throwing the football more. I think they found out they cannot run the ball well against Notre Dame's defense. They've shut down the running game for the most part. So trying to get that ball in the flares outside to James, outside to Hilliard, try to put more pressure on those Notre Dame linebackers.
How about Notre Dame?
I think Notre Dame's going to try to go out and do the same thing they've done in the first half. Power football, try to run the ball inside. Pinkett has gotten some good yardage in key situations and then pin LSU back. LSU's been able to move the football upfield, but they've always made a mistake, a penalty or whatever, and then find their kicking game hurt them. So they've been not able to drive the football the entire length of the field.
We are at halftime here at Notre Dame Stadium. Notre Dame leading LSU by a score of 7-3 in a defensive battle. Tim Brown having run for the Notre Dame touchdown. LSU a 27-yard field goal by Matt DePrag. Now the Fighting Irish Marching Band is entertaining down in the field under the direction of Bob O'Brien. Let's go down and pick up the Notre Dame Marching Band. Notre Dame alma mater. Bob O'Brien began his tenure at Notre Dame in 1952. He is retiring after this year after 33 years as conductor of the Notre Dame Marching Band. When Bob O'Brien started in 1952, the Notre Dame Marching Band number 90. Now it's 200. Job well done. Bob O'Brien after 33 years, conductor of the Notre Dame Marching Band. OB for Bob O'Brien, retiring after 33 years as conductor of the Notre Dame Marching Band. And the victory march, of course, being played for Mr. O'Brien. From OB to MD. More halftime activities coming up with a score Notre Dame 7, LSU 3. We'll be right back.
At UPS, we wash our planes so often, our competitors think we're obsessive. But keeping our planes clean reduces wind drag, which saves us thousands of tons of jet fuel each year. And it's obsessiveness like this that lets us deliver next-day air usually for half what other companies charge. Besides, we happen to like our planes clean. UPS, we run the tightest ship in the shipping business.
Give me a light. Whoa. Bud Light.
If you just ask for a light beer...
Hey, can I have a light? Whoa.
You never know what you'll get.
Give me a light. Bud Light.
So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste, don't just ask for a light beer.
Give me a light.
Ask them to bring out their best.
Bud Light.
Bud Light. Because everything else is just a light.
This is the fifth meeting between LSU and Notre Dame, with the Irish having a 3-1 advantage. The score here at halftime is Notre Dame 7, LSU 3.
Louisiana State University is celebrating 125 years. The LSU story began in Pineville, Louisiana, as a tiny school with only 19 students and 5 faculty members. Today, LSU in Baton Rouge has evolved into one of the nation's leading land-grant and sea-grant universities, affording unique opportunity. In addition, LSU is involved in research around the world. The spirit of progress continues to make LSU the Louisiana success story.
The University of Notre Dame's main building with its golden dome is one of the nation's most familiar campus landmarks. Reconstructed after a disastrous fire in 1879 virtually destroyed the university, the building symbolizes the spirit of a place dedicated to religious belief as well as higher learning. It remains the crossroads of the campus where administrators, students, and faculty rub elbows with visiting alumni and tourists. And it continues to say one thing to all: Notre Dame.
Back at Notre Dame Stadium, Notre Dame leading 7-3 at halftime in a defensive battle. LSU passing for 168 yards. Notre Dame 71 in the first half. Rushing, it's been Notre Dame with 90 and LSU 31. And the Notre Dame touchdown coming on a end around by the slot back, in this case, Tim Brown.
It's a fake to Pinkett up in the middle, draws the LSU defense. Then Brown just comes to the outside, and he's a strong wide receiver, breaking tackles right here at the 10-yard line, and finally dragging Steve Rahaj into the end zone for the score.
Notre Dame All-American tailback Alan Pinkett didn't find a whole lot of running room, but he got some on this play.
All he needs is a crack, and that's what the offensive line gave him that time. He takes the football upfield for 20 yards. When he's in open field like that, he is very dangerous.
Our halftime feature was on Notre Dame middle linebacker Tony Furjanic, and on a 4th down, LSU went forward in Notre Dame territory. Furjanic a big play.
He's pursuing all over the field, not only helping out on the running plays, but the pass.
This is the fifth meeting between LSU and Notre Dame, with the Irish having a 3-1 advantage. The score here at halftime is Notre Dame 7, LSU 3.
Louisiana State University is celebrating 125 years. The LSU story began in Pineville, Louisiana, as a tiny school with only 19 students and 5 faculty members. Today, LSU in Baton Rouge has evolved into one of the nation's leading land-grant and sea-grant universities, affording unique opportunity. In addition, LSU is involved in research around the world. The spirit of progress continues to make LSU the Louisiana success story.
The University of Notre Dame's main building with its golden dome is one of the nation's most familiar campus landmarks. Reconstructed after a disastrous fire in 1879 virtually destroyed the university, the building symbolizes the spirit of a place dedicated to religious belief as well as higher learning. It remains the crossroads of the campus where administrators, students, and faculty rub elbows with visiting alumni and tourists. And it continues to say one thing to all: Notre Dame.
Back at Notre Dame Stadium, Notre Dame leading 7-3 at halftime in a defensive battle. LSU passing for 168 yards. Notre Dame 71 in the first half. Rushing, it's been Notre Dame with 90 and LSU 31. And And the Notre Dame touchdown coming on a end around by the slot back, in this case, Tim Brown.
It's a fake to Pinkett up in the middle, draws the LSU defense. Then Brown just comes to the outside, and he's a strong wide receiver, breaking tackles right here at the 10-yard line, and finally dragging Steve Rahaj into the end zone for the score.
Notre Dame All-American tailback Alan Pinkett didn't find a whole lot of running room, but he got some on this play.
All he needs is a crack, and that's what the offensive line gave him that time. He takes the football upfield for 20 yards. When he's in open field like that, he is very dangerous.
Our halftime feature was on Notre Dame middle linebacker Tony Furjanic, and on a 4th down, LSU went forward in Notre Dame territory. Furjanic a big play.
He's pursuing all over the field, not only helping out on the running plays, but the pass plays as well. This time, Tony Furjanic comes up, helps out on the tackle on Martin, stopping him short of the first down.
And we talked about the LSU linebackers. One of them is inside backer Toby Caston, number 69.
Well, he's probably their most improved linebacker on their football team. He's just pursuing to the football, reading the play as he comes down the line of scrimmage. See Hiawatha Francisco break to the outside, but Caston has that closing speed to bring him down.
Dalton Hilliard has not found a whole lot of running room rushing, but he does find some running room receiving.
That's what they'll love to do here in the second half. Get the ball to Hilliard in open field with a few blockers in front of him. He makes people miss right at the line of scrimmage. When he gets that football, and he's going to try to break it to the outside and use that blazing speed.
Mike Kovaleski, another linebacker with that tackle. And here at Notre Dame Stadium on the campus of the University of Notre Dame, we're moments away from the second half kickoff.
When I get hungry, there's a little monster inside me going, Carla, you're hungry. And that's when I really want a snack. Satisfies you. I'm a reporter on my school newspaper. And when I'm busy on a story, I can get pretty hungry. Snickers makes that hunger inside me calm down.
Packed with peanuts, peanut butter nougat, caramel, and milk chocolate.
Satisfies you.
Packed with peanuts, Snickers really satisfies.
After Snickers, my stomach always says, oh, thank you, Carla, thank you.
Don't be a victim of the past. Be a part of the future now. See the newest Schick Total Touch electronic shaver with lightning charge. The newest Schick Total Touch electronic shaver with lightning charge. Charges in less than half an hour. A new standard for shavers now. All Schick shavers feature Total Touch technology. Schick, the civilized shaver. Use it and love it, or your money back. Schick and Lady Schick. They're everything we say, or your money back.
TEN Sports College Football 85 is brought to you by Heineken, America's #1 imported beer, available in regular or special dark. By Braun Electric Shavers. Like all Braun products, they're designed to perform better. By Black & Decker M47 Series Power Tools. They work with your hands as if they were one. And by Alka-Seltzer. For acid indigestion or heartburn with a headache, send Alka-Seltzer to the rescue. Back at Notre Dame Stadium, Notre Dame, Indiana, Harry Callis with Jack Ham. Our spotter, Mike McCall, doing an excellent job. Statistician John Butera always does an excellent job. Notre Dame leading at halftime 7-3. Notre Dame won the opening coin toss. They deferred to take their option in the second half, so they probably will take the football. Other games going on. Baylor trying to get into the Cotton Bowl, leading Texas 3-0 first quarter score. Tennessee has increased their lead over Kentucky 14-0, trying to reach the Sugar Bowl. Tennessee needs to beat Kentucky and Vanderbilt coming up next week, and they will be Sugar Bowl bound. Under Johnny Major, 7-3, North Carolina leads Duke in the second quarter. Syracuse, the Orangemen have really turned their season around. 14-0 over Rutgers first quarter. They're Cherry Bowl bound. Brown 18-0 over Columbia. Princeton leads Cornell 7-0. 10-7 Dartmouth 0 first quarter score. Yale leading Harvard 7-0 also first quarter. Kansas Kansas leads Missouri 14-7 first quarter. Purdue 10-7 over Indiana in the second quarter. Boston College leads Holy Cross 7-0 second quarter. And here at Notre Dame Stadium, Notre Dame leading LSU at halftime by a score of 7-3. Notre Dame will receive. 32 degrees the temperature. Winds 13 miles per hour. No rain this week at Notre Dame Stadium. Possibility of the other precipitation, the white stuff.
That's all we need now is rain.
Ronnie Lewis will do the kicking for LSU. The deep men for Notre Dame, Tim Brown and Alvin Miller. So the second half set to get underway after a defensive battle in the first half. Notre Dame leading 7-3. Is underway. A very short kickoff taken by Stams at the 15-yard line, and Stams gets up to the 21, and he is brought down on the 21-yard line by Mike Johnson. So it'll be 1st and 10 Notre Dame. They'll have it at their own 21-yard line.
A very short kick by Lewis on the kickoff. Stams took that ball, and his momentum was going away from the line of scrimmage. Could not gather his momentum and come upfield, and LSU kick coverage team was excellent coming downfield.
Steve Berline will be the quarterback, the 6'3", 201-pound junior from Fullerton, California. He has Stams and Alan Pinkett behind him on 1st and 10 from their own 21-yard line. Alan Pinkett gets the call. Pinkett trying to get outside, gets about 2, and that's all. He's tripped up by Carl Wilson, who's had a brilliant game defensively for LSU.
Carl Wilson does such a good job of coming off his blocker right at the line of scrimmage, and he just pursues down the field and brings Pinkett down from behind for about a yard gain. Excellent play by Wilson.
Wilson is 6'4", 250-pound junior from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It's 2nd down and 9 for Notre Dame. Ball at their own 22-yard line. Here's Pinkett again. Pinkett finds precious little running room. He was stopped initially by Sean Burks. Picked up maybe a yard on the play to bring out a 3rd down and 8. Ron Sancho was also there.
LSU had a swarming defense on that play. Sancho was there. Toby Castle came to the inside linebacker position, pursuing to the football, setting up a 3rd down and long for Notre Dame right at the outset here in the second half.
Notre Dame has completed 7 passes, all of them to different receivers in the first half. 3rd down and 8, a passing situation for Berline. He gets away and gets one up the middle, caught by Reggie Ward, a 1st down at the 41-yard line. He's stopped by Steve Rehod.
This is when your offensive line gives you a lot of protection. You see the play action, the Pinkett. Berline just steps up in the pocket, finds Ward behind the linebackers, behind Sean Burks, and makes the catch for a 1st down at the 41-yard line.
Frank Stams, the fullback, did a great job keeping Michael Brooks off the back of Berline. It's 1st and 10 for Notre Dame at the 41-yard line, their own 41. Here's Alan Pinkett, cuts back, but there's the omnipresent Carl Wilson, the defensive end for Louisiana State, a gain of just 1 yard.
Another Notre Dame player down on the field right now, but Carl Wilson is making people forget about Michael Brooks this afternoon and made a number of outstanding defense plays. Another one right there.
Sean Heffern shaken up on the play for the 2nd time this afternoon. The senior from Carmel, Indiana, 6'5", 266 pounds. With 13 minutes left to play in the 3rd quarter, the score is Notre Dame 7, LSU 3.
I see you bought you-know-who's most powerful personal computer.
I think everyone will be impressed, don't you? Conference room.
You know the Compact Portable 286 runs all the popular business software much faster.
No, I didn't, but you know, it's not what you know, it's who you know, and everybody knows you know.
Compact is just as powerful, and it's portable.
Portable?
Uh-huh.
Well, we don't really need a portable, you see. We have Bruno.
the compact portable 286. It simply works better.
Well, now that Boona is no longer with us.
My son, the big shot, flies United Airlines like I got all the money in the world.
Now, Amo, maybe he got a discount on United.
Oh, Margaret, the kid just has no business sense.
Hi, Dad. Come on.
Hey, okay. What'd it cost me, huh? Ah, son, you know, you gotta start... Hey, wait a minute. That's a bargain.
Flying United for the same price you'd pay a so-called bargain airline. Now that's a bargain.
My son just got his first deal.
You're not just flying, you're flying the friendly skies.
7-3 Notre Dame, second down and 9 for the Irish. They have it at their own 42-yard line. Berline calls the signals. Berline rolling out, looking upfield, shoots one upfield. Caught a great catch by Tim Brown in LSU territory at the 44-yard line. Knocked out of bounds by Kevin Guidry. Tim Brown, a sophomore from Dallas, Texas, has been a key factor for Notre Dame.
Steve Berline does a good job of play action and rolling out outside the containment. Great throw to Brown. Excellent coverage downfield by LSU. But Berline put the ball right there to Timmy Brown.
First and 10 at the LSU 45-yard line. Here's Alan Pinkett. Pinkett picks his way to the 40-yard line, a pickup of around 4 or 5 on the play before he is spilled. Brought down by Toby Caston. Gain of 4. It'll bring out a second down and 6 for Notre Dame.
Right now, LSU is getting hurt by the passing game. They stopped Pinkett in the offensive for the most part in the rushing game, but the passing game on third down has really hurt that LSU defense.
Pinkett 14 carries, 58 yards. It's second down and 6 Notre Dame. Here's Alan Pinkett again. Oh, he cannot get out of the grasp of Henry Thomas, the nose guard, in on the bottom of the pile. Right there to assist him, Toby Caston, a pickup on the play of about a yard. Third down, giving 2 yards on the play. Third down and 4.
I can see why the LSU defense has only given up 9 points per game, because they come off their block so quickly to make plays where there looks like there's going to be a hole there for Pinkett. All of a sudden it gets closed very quickly.
Notre Dame on a third down and 4. They are 6 for 10 in third down conversions. Berline rolls out, gets a pass away, caught by Tim Brown, a first down at the 32-yard line of LSU. Kevin Guidry defending on the play.
Right now, Steve Berline is taking advantage of the cornerback, rolling out to his right, this time rolling out to his left. Kevin Guidry on the coverage, but Berline delivers the football out to Brown on the out pattern. Guidry is a little bit late coming up on a play on third down and 5 or 6. They get the first down.
Brown, 3 receptions, 34 yards, and also scored Notre Dame's touchdown on an 18-yard run. First and 10 Notre Dame. Alan Pinkett inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line, a pickup of close to 4. He's stopped by Michael Brooks. 3 on the play, second and 7.
Steve Berline has done a good job on this drive of rolling out, finding the open receiver Tim Brown before they have a chance to rotate their coverage upfield, and he's made a number of third down catches to keep these drives alive for Notre Dame.
Tim Brown wide to the right, Reggie Ward wide to the left. Second down and 7 call for Steve Berline. Alan Pinkett. Pinkett gets down to about the 26, a pickup of 2 or 3 on the play. Brought down by Toby Caston along with Tommy Clapp. So it's a third down and 4 call for Berline.
And if they run true to form, it'll be another rollout by Steve Berline. Try to get outside the containment, try to find an open receiver, Tim Brown, near the sideline.
Brown is a slot on the right. Alvin Miller is wide to the right. Third down and 4. Rehad showing blitz. Pitch back to Alan Pinkett. Gets a block and stands, but he's short of the first down. Wrestled down on the far side by Henry Thomas, the fine nose guard, along with Toby Caston. So it'll be 4th down and about a long yard for a first down. Decision time for Jerry Faust. He sends in an extra fullback. Tom Monahan, an extra tight end, Andy Heck.
He'll
go from the power I.
A fourth down, it's a little bit longer than a yard. You're exactly right, Harry. It's going to be tough against that LSU defense. It's going to be power football from Notre Dame.
Fourth down, call it 2. Pinkett gets away from one man and on sheer determination gets his first down at the LSU 21-yard line, and that was vintage Alan Pinkett.
Alan Pinkett has made a lot of great runs at Notre Dame, and this really is one of them. Not for a lot of yards, but he breaks tackles right now to athletic ability, keeping his feet, turning inside, finding where that first down yard marker is, and getting it by about a yard.
You're right, Jack. Only about a 3-yard gain from one of his best runs, probably, in that he was contained behind the line of scrimmage. First and 10, Notre Dame at the 21-yard line of LSU. Burline back to pass. He's in trouble. Gets away from trouble, in and out of the grasp of tight end Tom Rader. Defending on the play was Norman Jefferson. It'll be second down and 10.
Tom Rader was open right at the 10-yard line. The ball was a little bit low, but a catchable ball. Burline, for the first time, was getting some pressure from the LSU defense. You see Bill Arnsparker on the sidelines concerned. Notre Dame moving the football against his great defense.
Notre Dame has taken the second half kickoff, and on a very prolonged drive, have it at the LSU 20-yard line, second down and 10. Faking the end around, rolling out, and he hits Frank Stamms out of the backfield. He's dropped at the 11, short of the first down by a yard. Stopped by Toby Caston and Kevin Guidry, but a pickup on the play of 9. Brings out a third down and 1.
Burline is just faking the stand inside on a play action, pulling the ball back out. And what's making all these plays work is he's getting outside the containment. Nobody's making him pull up, and then he finally hits stand for good yardage.
Notre Dame again will go from the power I on a third down and 1. At the 11-yard line, there's 7 for 13 and third down conversion. Inside handoff, Stamps, first down inside the LSU 10 to the LSU 9-yard line. Stopped by Steve Rehod. And it's first and goal to go Notre Dame. Ball just inside the 10-yard line of LSU.
10 tough yards for them to try to run the football, and I'm sure Burline may roll out again. That's been his best play on this drive. Roll outside, try to throw the football to Brown, maybe in the end zone.
Mark Green, a freshman, is in a wide receiver. He's the lone wideout. Stamms and Pinkett are the running backs. Behind Burline on a first down and goal to go. Pinkett gets the call. Alan Pinkett stopped by Chris Carrier at the 5-yard line, but he picked up 4. It's second down and goal to go.
Chris Carrier, the 6'5" free safety. Right now, Alan Pinkett just breaks to the outside. Carrier right now saves a touchdown right at the 5-yard line. See the All-American Brooks get turned to the outside. Pinkett takes the inside alley. Carrier has to make the touchdown saving tackle.
Good block by Tom Durger, the senior from Cincinnati. Notre Dame's held the ball over 8 minutes here in the third quarter. Here's Stamms. Stamms goes nowhere, a loss of a yard on the play. Fine defensive play by nose guard Henry Thomas. The ball popped loose, but the whistle is blown at dead. But Henry Thomas, the nose guard, stopping Stamms for a loss of a yard on the play. Third and goal.
It's really tough to try to get your fullback to the outside. Stamms does not have that kind of speed, and that's when the LSU defense came over and made the play. You see the pursuit of the defense coming down the line of scrimmage. The ball pops loose after Stamms gets hit onto the ground. It's not a fumble. The official made the correct call.
So it is third down and goal to go Notre Dame. Brown and Ward are the wideouts. Burline looks up the middle. In the grasp of Brooks, incomplete. Michael Brooks had him falling down as he delivered incomplete. It's fourth down, and the field goal unit will come on.
Talked about an LSU defense. They get very tough when you get inside their 10-yard line. Difficult to score a touchdown. That time, Michael Brooks, who's been very quiet this afternoon, puts pressure on Burline. But a field goal is a big play here to take another 7-point lead if they make it.
John Carney, 13 for 20 in the field goal department. This a chip shot for him of 23 yards. DiBernardo to snap, on Wild to hold. The kick is blocked again by LSU. Guidry trying to run out the kick. Guidry to the 15, 16-yard line before he's rolled out by Hal Von Wild. But another blocked field goal by LSU. The score is Notre Dame 7, LSU 3. We'll return to Notre Dame Stadium in just a moment.
Brighten your colors, sharpen your sound with high-tech components designed to astound. Fine-tune your life with Emerson. Amazing new features, the ultimate prize. Step into the future, we'll open your eyes. Fine-tune your life. Emerson feels so right. Emerson. Fine-tune your life with Emerson.
That chili you had for dinner has just started a 3-alarm fire inside you. Alka-Seltzer to the rescue. Alka-Seltzer goes to work instantly to take the burn out of your heartburn and also quiet the sirens in your head. So when your body is sending you smoke signals, send Alka-Seltzer to the rescue and put out the fire fast.
Alka-Seltzer to the rescue.
5:50 left to play, third quarter. Notre Dame leads 7-3. Henry Thomas has blocked 2 field goals this afternoon. Here's the second blocked field goal by him.
He gets penetration right in the crease, right up the middle, and just gets right in the line of flight, jumps up in the air. He's getting penetration right up the middle, the easiest way to block a field goal.
Notre Dame used 9 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock, but came away with no points. First and 10 LSU. They have it at their own 16-yard line. Hand off Dalton Hilliard, nothing there except big Eric Dorsey, the 270-pound senior defensive tackle from McLean, Virginia. A loss of a yard on the play. It'll be second down and 11.
That LSU offense cannot run the football against Notre Dame. And now we got another Notre Dame man down on the field. A number of guys have gone down. That was Eric Dorsey, but he's bounced back up. It seems to be all right.
Second down, 11, LSU. Martin is wide to the left. Darrell Owens goes wide to the right. In motion, Gary James. Wickersham delivers. Wide open is Owens. Owens over the 25 to the 27. He is close to a first down. Stopped by Troy Wilson. Wickersham now 18 for 24 in the passing department. He picks up a first down.
LSU is trying to do offensively. They put James in motion out of the backfield to stretch out that Notre Dame defense. And then Owens just hooks it right near the hash mark and gets the first down.
Wickersham third on the all-time passing list, Southeast Conference history, behind only John Reeves and Wayne Pease. He's passed for 179 today. Here's Dalton Hilliard. He had a bit of a hole and it closed up in a hurry thanks to Troy Wilson. The junior from Frederick, Maryland, stopped him at about the 31-yard line. A pickup on the play of around 3. It'll be second down and 7.
Dalton Hilliard is not afraid to try to get those tough yards inside. A lot of traffic in there. Great leg strength. About 3 or 4 yards on first down.
Wide outs to the same side, the left. They are Sam Martin and Raji McGee. Quick out to Sam Martin. He gets a block from Raji McGee, and Mike Haywood wrestles him down at the 40-yard line. There's a penalty marker down on the play. Might be a face mask. Pat Ballage and Mike Haywood making the tackle, but it might be a face mask. It is enough for a first down.
And Martin is a wide receiver. He ran that like a fullback. He didn't make a move on anyone. Came right upfield to the 41-yard line, and it is a face mask against Notre Dame. Same play they've been running all afternoon. A quick screen to the outside to Martin. He makes the catch, now trying to go upfield. Just tries to run right over Hayward. That's when a face mask occurs right there on Ballage.
So the penalty will take the ball into Notre Dame territory. Let's listen to the referee.
Face mask on the defense, 15 yards, and first down.
Martin, 8 catches for 75 yards for LSU. They have the ball now at the Notre Dame 44. Notre Dame leads 7-3, 4:22 left to play third quarter. Wickersham, quick out to Dalton Hilliard. Great open field tackle by Pat Ballage. The ball is blown dead. It came loose, but a fine open field tackle on Hilliard by Pat Ballage.
Harry, outstanding plays on both sides of the football. First of all, Hilliard making a one-handed catch in the flat, and then Ballage coming up and making an open field tackle on Hilliard right at the 44-yard line.
No gain on the play, brings on a second down and 10 for LSU. Garland Jean-Baptiste now into running back. Wickersham that quick out, and McGee was already down after picking up just 2 yards, and now a penalty marker down. It might be a personal foul against Notre Dame, and penalties have aided this LSU drive. Cedric Figueroa made the tackle.
We're going to add on a personal foul penalty for piling on right now. McGee goes down, his knee touches down. In college football, the play is dead. This is not pro football. Then he gets hit afterwards, but McGee did get up. The official makes the correct call. Anytime your knee touches the ground, it is a personal foul penalty. The ball is dead.
So a face mask violation, now a personal foul penalty against Notre Dame will give LSU a first down at the Notre Dame 28-yard line.
First down.
You see McGee down now trying to get back up. Here comes the hit right now by Cedric Figueroa. The official right there threw the flag for personal foul.
First and 10 LSU at the Notre Dame 28-yard line. James and Garland Jean-Baptiste, the running backs. Wickersham rolls out, looks upfield. Now back to the other side. The screen set up to James. James inside the 10 to about the 4-yard line before he's driven out by Steve Lawrence. There is another penalty down on the play.
Harry, we've got 2 penalty flags. One of them has to be lineman downfield. This play was set up. We'll wait for the officials' call. They'll bring this one back. There might be a holding as well as illegal men downfield. You see the offensive lineman way downfield for James. That's where the official threw the flag around the 14-yard line. We have another one back at the 38.
Well, there were 2 penalties on the play. That is the first penalty against LSU this afternoon. Raymond Bauer is the referee, and he will tell us what it is.
Calling clipping downfield instead of illegal men downfield, but there were a number of offensive linemen down there for LSU.
Coach Jeff Wickersham, the senior quarterback from Merritt Island, Florida, holds 9 LSU records, all-time LSU career passing leader. Now we'll get the call from Raymond Bauer.
They have a multiple foul. They have accepted the illegal use of the hands, a 5-yard penalty, the first down.
They accepted the illegal use of hands penalty because the clipping penalty downfield would have given LSU the ball further in Notre Dame territory after the penalty would have been marked off. This way, it goes back to the line of scrimmage at a 5-yard penalty.
So it is first and 15 LSU at the Notre Dame 33-yard line. Wickersham has a lot of time, delivers the sideline wide open. Raji McGee close to a first down at the 20-yard line of Notre Dame. Wally Klein comes in defensively for Notre Dame.
A lot of great play action here by Wickersham, faking off tackle, faking a counter play to James, then finding McGee open on the sideline route. He's a big target at 6'2", makes the catch and goes out of bounds.
Wickersham 22 for 28 for 202 yards. Raji McGee 5 receptions, 60 yards. It is second down and 2 LSU. Jerry James gets the first down and then some inside the Notre Dame 15 to the 14. Stopped by Wally Klein. First and 10 LSU. LSU at the Notre Dame 14-yard line.
Gary James can accelerate through a hole quicker than anybody on that LSU team. He gets the ball inside, came very close to popping that right at the 15-yard line. LSU now on the move. This is where they've had trouble trying to get it into the end zone.
First down LSU at the Notre Dame 14-yard line. Wickersham calls the signal. Here's a handoff to Dalton Hilliard and Eric Dorsey, or rather to Gary James, and Eric Dorsey was right on his numbers. A loss of 5 on the play.
Eric Dorsey, not only a big man, but very quick off the ball. Watch him take the inside gap, go right up the field, get penetration. It's an outside play, and runs right into James and brings him down for a 4-yard loss.
Second down and about 14. Wickersham has Dalton Hilliard and Gary James behind him. Wickersham straight back. Just a little foul pass to Dalton Hilliard and a good open field tackle by Robert Banks on the far side.
Talk so much about the LSU linebackers with Prajanic, Figaro, and now Banks making an open field tackle on Dalton Hilliard right at the line of scrimmage with no gain.
Third down and about 14 for LSU. They have it at the Notre Dame 19-yard line. Raji McGee goes wide to the left. Wide to the right is Sam Martin. Wickersham straight back. Looks upfield. Has all day. Has some running room. And he is knocked out of bounds by Tony Prajanic on the far sideline and around the 13-yard line. But Notre Dame's pass rush almost non-existent.
They brought in Wally Klein. He's in there to try to beef up that pass rush, but they're rushing only 3 people. A lot of times you could double team all the defensive linemen, and Wickersham just could not find anyone open downfield as Notre Dame had 8 people in the secondary.
Matt DeFrank now will attempt a field goal. This will be a 29-yard attempt. Doug Powell will hold. Ball is spotted. The kick is in the air, and DeFrank misses the field goal try at 29-yarder. The kicking game continues to plague LSU. We have a timeout with the score. Notre Dame 7, LSU 3. We'll be right back.
This is the car, the 1986 Buick Regal. And this is the way it comes, with all these performance features standard. And sticker priced as low as $10,654. But don't stop there. Add this luxury option package with features like cruise control, stereo cassette radio, V8 engine, and more, and you'll save $425. This is the car, and this is the time to see your Chicagoland, Northern Indiana, Better Buick dealer.
This spot's for all that you do. Somehow you always come through. You keep it going. Your pride's really showing. Nobody shines like you. Yeah, you make America work, and this spot's for you.
Here's to you, Beechwood Age, for that clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
This spot's for you.
Here's what Notre Dame has done in their last 5 possessions. Punt, punt, block, field goal, miss field goal, block field goal. And the block field goals thanks to nose guard Henry Thomas. He blocked both of them. Notre Dame leading 7-3 in this defensive battle with 1:19 to play in the third quarter.
LSU cannot make a field goal. Notre Dame cannot get one off.
First and 10 Notre Dame. They have it at their own 20-yard line. Berline is the quarterback. Alan Pinkett gets about 5. Stopped on the play by Sean Burks. But a pickup of 5 for Alan Pinkett brings on a second down and 5.
Sean Burks, their leading tackler on the LSU team, does not have the athletic ability of the other 3 linebackers, but makes it up for it. Very smart linebacker inside. Defensive captain makes the calls.
Sean Burks is an All-American javelin thrower, besides being a linebacker. It's second down and 5 Notre Dame. They have it at their own 25-yard line. Here's Pinkett again. He hurdles for a first down to the 31-yard line. Stopped by Michael Brooks, but not before Pinkett nails a first down for Notre Dame.
That first down is due to that offensive line surge of Notre Dame, that huge offensive line going one-on-one, straight ahead blocking, Pinkett following for the first down.
Ball at the 31-yard line, their own 31. Jim Brown goes wide to the left, Reggie Ward wide to the right. On a 1st and 10 for Steve Berline. Here's Pinkett again, gets a block, and Pinkett gets only about 2. A great block on Michael Brooks, put on by Tom Durger, and Durger has done an excellent job on Michael Brooks. Hole closed up in a hurry, a pickup of just 2. Henry Thomas making the tackle.
Michael Brooks, who usually makes a lot of big plays for LSU, has not been able to do that this afternoon. They've contained him, turned him out a few times for yards gained by Alan Pinkett.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter, and the score is Notre Dame 7, LSU 3.
Today, thousands are getting a better deal than you in Atlantic City and Las Vegas. How? They carry the Players Club Gold Card. Players Club members and their guests get 25% off every meal and 25 to 63% off rooms. They step to the front of the show line and save 25 to 50% on top name entertainment. In Atlantic City, choose from hotels like Harrah's Marina, Resorts International, Sands, and Tropicana. In Las Vegas, the Frontier, Mint, Riviera, Sahara, and Tropicana. And other first-rate casino hotels in Reno, Tahoe, Laughlin, the Caribbean, and around the world. As a Players Club member, you'll also receive this handsome travel wallet that contains all the information you need and your Players Club Gold Card. If you plan to go to a hotel casino this year, you can't afford to be without it. Listen carefully and find out how you, too, can be a member.
Call now at 1-800-VIP-CARD and ask for Lynn for more information on a Players Club Gold Card. There's no obligation, so call Lynn now. 1-800-VIP-CARD.
Give me a light. No, Bud Light. If you just ask for a light beer, thanks, you never know what you'll get.
Nah, give me a light. No, Bud Light.
So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste, don't just ask for a light beer.
Give me a light.
Ask them to bring out their best.
Bud Light.
Bud Light. Because everything else is just a light.
I see you're taking your computer home.
Yes, Mr. Prince wants my report in the morning.
You know, Compact Plus is portable.
Portable? Yes, but Mr. Prince says big computers do more.
Compact Plus does everything yours does and more.
Yes, but Mr. Prince says big computers store more.
Compact Plus stores 30 times more than yours.
Does it have a handle?
Yes.
Oh, drat!
Compact Plus. It simply works better.
Mr. Prince, something terrible's happened.
On a 2nd and 7 play, Alan Pinkett goes airborne, picks up about 3 or 4 yards. It'll bring out a 3rd down and 4 for Notre Dame. Notre Dame leading 7-3 as we start the final 15 minutes of a defensive battle at Notre Dame Stadium. 3rd down 4 for Steve Berline. Berline fakes the end around, and his pass is incomplete. Kevin Guidry defending Reggie Ward on the play, and it brings up a 4th down in a punting situation. Dan Sorensen will come in to punt. Sorensen, the junior from Long Lake, Minnesota, 3.4 student in accounting here at Notre Dame.
Carl Wilson, the defensive end, did a good job of making Berline pull up. They had him contained. He had to deliver the football downfield before he wanted to, and it went for an incomplete pass.
In solo safety, Darrell Owens for LSU. A rush, and they nearly blocked it. Sorensen goes down, but no flag. Ball goes out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Notre Dame wants a roughing the kicker penalty. They do not get it. Sorensen arguing with the official, Raymond Bauer.
They came with a 10-man all-out blitz on the play to try to block the punt. Looked like they made contact. Officials saying that he probably caught a piece of the football because they did not throw the flag.
Great 39-yard punt under pressure by Sorensen. The score is Notre Dame 7, LSU 3. We'll return to Notre Dame Stadium in just a moment.
At Braun, we believe simple is better than complicated. Order is better than confusion. Quiet is better than loud. Only through superior design can one achieve superior performance. It is this philosophy that has helped make Braun the #1 selling foil shaver in the world. What's also helped is that no other shaver gives you a closer shave. Braun, now available in America.
You could choose Heineken solely because it's far and away Europe's favorite, and Europeans know their beer. Or you could choose Heineken because it's far and away America's #1 imported beer. Americans know their beer too. Or you could open it and pour it and choose it for the best of all possible reasons. Heineken is the best beer in the world.
Come to think of it, I'll have a Heineken.
Notre Dame leads 7-3, 14-11 left to play in the game. LSU with an all-out effort to try to block this punt by Sorensen.
They come with 10 men right up the middle. Here comes Brooks, who comes in free, gets up into the air, and gets a piece of Sorensen. Very close right now. Really that's contact. Official was right there, did not throw the flag at all, but he did get a small piece of Sorensen, but not much contact at all.
But any contact was supposed to be roughing the kicker, right?
That's exactly right.
That's what Notre Dame thought anyhow.
So did Jerry Fox down their sideline screaming at the official.
LSU has a 1st and 10 at the 24, their own 24-yard line. Here's Dalton Hilliard trying to get outside. Pat Ballage right there to nail him. Ballage dropping him in his tracks on a fine defensive play from the strong safety position.
Pat Ballage has supported the runs at the open field side all day long, containing Hilliard, not letting him get outside, turning him back in, and also making the tackle.
2nd down and 10 for LSU at their own 24-yard line. Martin is wide to the left. Raji McGee is wide to the right. Wickersham straight back. Throws. It is caught by his tight end, Mitch Andrews. Not caught by Andrews. Ruled a trap. He trapped it on the ground. It was intended for Mitch Andrews. Let's take another look at this punt by Dan Sorensen. Notre Dame felt like Sorensen, the kicker, was roughed by Michael Brooks.
Any kind of contact at all is a roughing the kicker penalty. And you see the contact between Brooks and Sorensen right there. Official did not throw the flag. For what reason, I really don't know. Gave the football back to LSU.
3rd down and 10. LSU. Wickersham rolling out, looking upfield. Gets it away. It is in and out of the grasp of Sam Martin. A big defensive play by Pat Ballage. Sam Martin had it, couldn't hold on as he was nailed by Pat Ballage, and Martin's injured on the play. Ballage was aided by Mars Spence.
Notre Dame had their nickel back, 5 defensive backs in the game. They put pressure on Wickersham when he went rolling out trying to throw the football downfield. Martin gets a tremendous hit coming across the middle. A lot of times a wide receiver pays for coming across the middle against that Notre Dame secondary.
Martin has had an excellent game. Sam Martin down on the field, a 5'11", 170-pound sophomore from New Orleans, Louisiana. Spence and Ballage combining on the play. Martin gets up under his own power. He'll return, just had the wind knocked out of him. There's Sam Martin. He's had a big game for LSU. LSU will be forced to punt. Matt DeFrank is in to punt. Alvin Miller and Troy Wilson are the deep men for Notre Dame. 13:27 left. Notre Dame leads 7-3. That was our halftime score. Frank gets the boot away. It is a tremendous punt. This is Troy Wilson at the 32-yard line. Wilson straight up the middle to the 38. And Notre Dame will have it 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line. Good 44-yard punt by Matt DeFrank. The score is Notre Dame 7, LSU 3. We'll return to Notre Dame Stadium in just a moment.
Well, I got horses coming in and out of here all day long. Mealtime can come differently every day. I get this gnawing in my belly.
Snickers satisfies you.
Nothing satisfies like Snickers. It's a good solid snack.
Packed with peanuts, peanut butter nougat, caramel, and milk chocolate. Mmm.
Snickers satisfies you.
Packed with peanuts, Snickers really satisfies.
When I'm feeling hungry, Snickers is one thing I know I can count on to satisfy me.
Introducing a line of power tools designed to work as one with your hand. The revolutionary Black & Decker M47 series, more compact to fit your hand for better control, greater accuracy. And driven by the most powerful motor for its size we've ever built, the M47 series power tools. They work with your hand as if they were one. From Black & Decker, ideas at work.
Harry Callis and Jack Ham at Notre Dame Stadium. Notre Dame leading LSU 7-3 in a defensive battle. It'll be 1st and 10 Notre Dame. They have it at their own 38-yard line. Steve Berline, the quarterback. Stams and Pinkett are the running backs behind him. Berline rolls out. Gets it back across field to Alan Pinkett. He has a little open field, and Pinkett gets about 9 yards before he's wrestled down at around the 37-yard line by Kevin Guidry. Along with Tommy Clapp, a pickup of 9. It'll be 2nd down and 1.
Berline has rolled out so many times this afternoon and thrown downfield, specifically to Tim Brown. This time he rolls out and throws back to Pinkett with 2 offensive linemen in front of him, and he gets 9 yards on 1st down.
2nd down and 1, Notre Dame. They have it at their own 47. Here's Alan Pinkett trying to get the yard. He tries to get outside. He's wrestled out of bounds by Ron Sancho, the freshman linebacker from LSU. No hold the inside. He tried to break it outside, and a fine play by Sancho. Texas trying to spoil Baylor's Cotton Bowl hopes. 7-3 Longhorns in the 2nd quarter. Ohio State and Michigan will fray. This one at Ann Arbor. 3-3 in the 2nd quarter. And with 12:37 left to play in the 4th quarter, the score is Notre Dame 7, LSU 3.
Unwrap some terrific gift ideas from True Value hardware stores. Like this Splash Dance radio from Polynex. It fills your shower with AM/FM music and news. And a comfortable Norelco Speed Razor has 2 floating heads and a snap-on case for easy travel. Then surround yourself with sound from this GE stereo radio headset. Its tiny FM receiver fits right on the side for easy tuning. Wrap up your holiday shopping at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers.
This bud's for all that you do.
Carlos, I need 100 of these by Friday.
My friend, I'm retired. My son is running the business now.
You know just where you're going. It's true, your pride is showing, cause you make America work, and this bud's for you.
Here's to you, Beechwood Age, for that clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
This bud's for you.
12:37 left to play. Notre Dame leads 7-3. Notre Dame looking at a 3rd down and 1 from their own 46-yard line. Here's Alan Pinkett. He appears to have the 1 yard necessary for the 1st down to the 48-yard line. Pinkett has rushed for more than 1,000 yards this season, the 3rd consecutive season. Roaring 20 has picked up 1,000 or more yards. No other Notre Dame back has done that.
Talk about a complete running back, do everything type of guy. He'll get that 3rd down and 1 situation where he needs that 1 yard for the 1st down. He'll get that tough yard inside, got the 1st down, and keeps this drive alive for Notre Dame.
1st and 10 Notre Dame. They have it at their own 48-yard line. Berline. Pinkett was wide open up the middle, but the ball was deflected by an on-charging lineman, Henry Thomas. Boy, the nose guard, Henry Thomas, has been a big factor for LSU.
He saves a big play for LSU. It's play action. Berline again is taking what's underneath. Pinkett coming out of the backfield. That's all number 96 gets his hand up for Henry Thomas and knocks it down. Or Pinkett would have caught that ball, turned upfield, and probably had about a 2nd down and 1 or 2.
He's had his hand on the football a lot. He has blocked 2 field goal attempts. Henry Thomas, 2nd down and 10 Notre Dame. They have it at their own 48. Here's Alan Pinkett. A little bit of a hole. Gets into LSU territory to the 48-yard line, stopped by Ron Sancho after a pickup of 4 to bring on a 3rd down and 6 for Notre Dame. That much time remaining, there's the score.
And Harry, we talked about maybe 2 touchdowns being enough to win the game. 1 may be enough, the way both defenses are playing out here. Teams have not been able to move the football, and now Berline is going to call a timeout right now. He's not sure what he wants to do.
25-second clock is going down to 11. So the score is Notre Dame 7, LSU 3. We'll return to Notre Dame Stadium in just a moment.
You could choose Heineken solely because it's far and away Europe's favorite, and Europeans know their beer. Or you could choose Heineken because it's far and away America's #1 imported beer. Americans know their beer too. Or you could open it and pour it and choose it for the best of all possible reasons. Heineken is the best beer in the world.
Come to think of it, I'll have a Heineken.
That spicy barbecue buffalo burger has started to send you smoke signals. Alka-Seltzer to the rescue. Alka-Seltzer relieves the acid indigestion that's hot on your trail and also quiets the tom-toms in your head. So when your stomach and head go on the warpath, send Alka-Seltzer to the rescue and bring peace to your body fast.
Alka-Seltzer to the rescue.
Travel arrangements made through Eastern Airlines, serving over 140 cities in 23 countries in one magic kingdom. At Eastern, we earn our wings every day. Murray Callis along with Jack Ham, our statistician. John Butera at Notre Dame Stadium. It's a defensive battle, 7-3. Notre Dame leading. We're in the 4th quarter. We have 11:44 left to play. Notre Dame looking at a 3rd down and 6, using a timeout. They have it at the LSU 48-yard line. Berline sends Tim Brown in motion. Berline back. Looks upfield. Spots a receiver. Deflected. It was intended for Alvin Miller, and Steve Rehodge, the defensive play for LSU.
Steve Rehodge comes up with a big play downfield. Berline, in fact, could have run with the football and possibly gotten the 1st down. Decided to try to get the ball down to Miller. Rehodge came underneath and knocked the football away.
Rehodge from Metairie, Louisiana. Junior punting situation on. And again, 10 men on the line of scrimmage for LSU. We'll see if they're going after it again. They are coming after it. Sorensen gets it away. Fair catch called and made by Darrell Owens. And it'll be LSU putting it in play, 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. 34-yard punt by Sorensen with no return. 11:31 left to play. Notre Dame leading 7-3. Notre Dame's touchdown, an 18-yard run by Tim Brown. LSU a field goal from Matt DeFrank.
I wouldn't be surprised on 1st down. They have not been able to run the ball at all against Notre Dame. See Wickersham go play action and try to get a big play downfield, possibly to Martin.
It is a flea flicker. Wickersham going for the bundle to Martin. Troy Wilson right there with him, knocks it down. Good defensive play by Troy Wilson of Notre Dame. Good call, Jack.
Flea flicker on 1st down. Martin really had his man beat downfield. You see the fake right now. Handing off to Hilliard, now back to Wickersham. At this time, Martin is downfield running a post pattern or takeoff. He has to come back to the football. It's underthrown. Wickersham does not have the arm to get it to him.
2nd down, 10 LSU. They have it at their own 14-yard line. Raji McGee wide to the right, Martin is wide to the left. Wickersham again back. Has time. Gets a screen pass away to Dalton Hilliard. Up over the 15 to the 20. He has a 1st down at the 25-yard line. Finally stopped by Tony Furjanic, but a 1st down run by Dalton Hilliard.
That play was really set up by Wickersham, doing an excellent job of faking in the backfield. Looked like he's going to go downfield with the football. finally turns at the last second and dumps the football off to Hilliard. And there was a couple blockers in front of him. He made a few people miss and got the first down.
Victor Jones is checked in at a running back for LSU. Jones and Gary James are the running backs. Here's Victor Jones getting the handoff. He cradles the ball, gets away from one tackler, but then is dropped after a pickup of 2. Brought down by Mike Larkin. Pickup of 2 by Victor Jones. He is a freshman from Zachary, Louisiana.
It's great to see Wally Klein back in that lineup, playing a lot of football this afternoon, coming back from arthroscopic surgery. He feels a little uncomfortable last week against Penn State, getting a lot more confidence today on that knee.
Second down, 8 call for LSU. They have it at their own 27. Trailing 7-3. Draw play. Dalton Hilliard trying to pick his spots, but all he can pick is Wally Klein and Mike Kovaleski. Picked up maybe a yard on the play, bringing on a 3rd down and 7.
Usually when Hilliard gets that football on that draw, he's trying to pick his way, trying to find a crease in there. There was just no crease against that Notre Dame defense. You see him get the ball in delay. They got all the gaps covered right now. Wally Klein coming off his block, comes in and makes the play on Hilliard.
3rd down and 7 LSU. Wickersham. Blitz picked up. The pass is caught, and it looks like it's, depending on where they mark it, is going to be short of a 1st down. Caught by Mitch Andrews, the tight end. I don't believe he made the necessary yardage for a 1st down. It'll be 4th down and about a yard, or a half a yard. Chain gang coming out for a measurement.
This is where coaches earned their money. Bill Arnsparker on 4th down. It looks like it's about maybe the length of the football short, even less than that. It's about 6 inches. We're going to see where they're going to go for on 4th down. Looks like Arnsparker is going to go for it. He has confidence defense can stop Notre Dame. Should they get the football back on the 35-yard line, so they're going to try to make the big play right here.
4th down and about a foot to go for a 1st down. Notre Dame in their goal line defense. Dalton Hilliard and Gary James are the running backs on 4th down. Wickersham calls the signals. Quarterback sneak. He appears to have the 1st down following his center, Nacho Albergamo. What is Nacho's real name, Jack?
Ignacio.
Ignacio Albergamo from Marrero, Louisiana, sophomore center, 1st down. LSU at their own 35-yard line.
Give credit to the offensive line. That Notre Dame defensive line is a big, strong group. They just came off the football and got enough surge to get that 1st down.
Wickersham throwing, caught by Raji McGee, a 1st down at the 47-yard line. Stopped by Mike Kovaleski along with Troy Wilson. But a 1st down, LSU at their own 47-yard line.
It's been a very successful play for LSU this afternoon. Have James in motion out of the backfield, go all the way to the sideline. It really stretches out that defense with Notre Dame, and the hook pattern to McGee is wide open.
1st and 10. Wickersham has passed for 231 yards. Penalty marker down. Dalton Hilliard goes down after tripping up. There is a flag down on the play. Procedure penalty.
Be a dead ball foul. They've got to accept the penalty. Right tackle, I think, from LSU moved on the play. The official was right there and made the call.
Well, I'll move them back 5 yards. It'll bring on a 2nd down and, rather, a 1st down and 15 for LSU at their own 42-yard line. Let's pick it up.
Dead ball foul. False start. Offense. 1st down.
First and 15, LSU. Ball at at the 42-yard line. A quick out to Raji McGee. He's stopped by Mike Haywood, along with Mars Spence on the far side after a pickup of about 5, getting back to the original line of scrimmage. Give him 6 on the play. It'll bring on a 2nd down and 9.
Those quick screens to the outside to McGee this time and also to Martin quite a bit this afternoon are open because Notre Dame plays a zone defense. They're playing off the wide receiver.
Mike Mays is coming into wide out for LSU. He's wide to the left. In motion, James Wickersham gets Gary James, and he has a first down as he's hit head-on by Troy Wilson. But enough for the first down for Gary James, tailback, the leading receiver for LSU.
Bill Arnsparger's going to go back to the same formation, same play he's been working. As James in motion, you see Troy Wilson at the end of this play. James catching in the flat. I'm not sure who tackles who right here as James takes it out of bounds.
Enough for the first down at the Notre Dame 42-yard line. 1st and 10 LSU. 7:57 left. Wickersham. Counter play. James. Nothing there. In on the bottom of the pile, Tony Furjanic. Pickup of about a yard by James.
Cedric Figueroa got penetration into the backfield, forced James back inside. That's where Furjanic was sitting right in the middle. Excellent team defense by Notre Dame.
Call it no gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Mays wide right. Raji McGee is wide left. Mike Larkin showing blitz. Fumbling the snap is Wickersham. He falls on his own fumble. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play, bringing out a 3rd down and 12. The 28 completions by Jeff Wickersham, the most passes ever completed against the Notre Dame team. And yet, LSU looks at the scoreboard, and they have 3 points to show for it.
They've been able to move the football between the 20s, but have not been able to punch it into the end zone, and their field goal kicking has been erratic the entire afternoon.
3rd down and 12 for LSU. Wickersham straight back to pass. They pick up the blitz, going for the bundle. It is incomplete. It was intended for Gary James. Troy Wilson defending on the play. And it's 4th down LSU with 6:37 left to play. Bill Arnsparger will bring his punting unit in, try to pin Notre Dame back and get the ball back in good field position.
The offense has been able to make a few first downs, throwing the football downfield, but have not been able to sustain a drive the entire length of the football field. Now we're going to punt the football. What they're going to try to do is pin Notre Dame back in poor field position, so maybe our defense can come on and make a big play, or at least force a punting situation by Notre Dame.
Matt DeFrank to do the punting for LSU. Troy Wilson and Alvin Miller at the deep end. Inside the 10 at about the 6-yard line. So DeFrank, a good punt, dropping it dead on the 6-yard line, and Notre Dame will have it 1st and 10 with their backs their own goal. For the timeout, the score, Notre Dame 7, LSU 3. We'll be right back.
If you just ask for a light beer,
I'll have a light.
You never know what you'll get.
That's me packing the car. Best vacation ever. Here's Rock City, Texas, L.A., all in 3 days.
Bud Light.
Here I am in Death Valley. That's me looking for water.
So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste,
Wait, there's more.
ask for Bud Light, because everything else
Give me a light.
is just a light.
That's me packing the car. Best vacation.
Bought the well-known computer, huh?
I trust the well-known name. That's the kind of guy I am.
Compaq computers run the same popular business program.
Solid. I'm very solid.
All Compaq show sharp text and graphics on the same screen.
Steady as a rock. All my decisions are sound.
You need a special adapter to do what Compaq will do that costs even more.
This decision was sound. Wrong, but sound.
Kind of makes you want to cry, huh?
I am crying.
Compaq. It simply works better.
7-3 Notre Dame, 6:25 left in the game, a critical series for the Irish. They have their backs their own goalpost, 1st and 10 at their own 6-yard line. Alan Pinkett. Nothing there. He is stopped at the line of scrimmage by Sean Burks, along with Toby Caston and Roland Barbay.
Bill
lost a yard on the play. Or no gain on the play, 2nd and 10.
Bill Arnsparker is going to ask his defense to do it one more time. Stop Notre Dame. Try to give their offense good field position because they've been unable to move the length of the football field. Hopefully good field position, maybe around the 50-yard line, and they may be able to go in and score.
Tom Monahan in at the fullback, replacing Frank Stamms on a 2nd down and 10 call for Burline. Pitch back to Pinkett, running wide, looks for a block, doesn't get it, gets up to the 9, a gain of 3. Brought down again by Sean Burks along with Steve Rehad. Pick up a 3 on the play. It'll bring out a 3rd down and 7.
You've got to love the way that LSU defense goes to the football. They contain the play to the outside and have pursuit from the inside with Burks. And that's why Burks is the leading tackler on that LSU defense.
Pinkett has picked up 100 yards now. But it's 3rd down, 7 Notre Dame at their own 10-yard line. A critical 3rd down. Burline rolling out, looking upfield. Gets a pass away, way over the head of the intended receiver, Tim Brown. And LSU will get it back, and they should get it back in good field position. Steve Rehotch defending on the play. 5:02 left to play, and Notre Dame will be kicking from their own end zone, will Dan Sorensen.
Try to go right back to Tim Brown, which they've been able to do on 3rd down possession before. Tim Brown running the out pattern and Burline rolling out to his right. He just put the ball way over his head, and Brown had no chance to get the ball.
Norman Jefferson and Darrell Owens are the deep men for LSU who should get the ball in good field position. Sorensen gets the punt away. Owens back at the 49-yard line, backtracks, and he is spilled back in LSU territory at the 47 by Dave Butler. So the score is Notre Dame 7, LSU 3. We'll return to Notre Dame Stadium in just a moment.
That chili you had for dinner has just started a 3-alarm fire inside you. Alka-Seltzer to the rescue. Alka-Seltzer goes to work instantly to take the burn out of your heartburn and also quiet the sirens in your head. So when your body is sending you smoke signals, send Alka-Seltzer to the rescue and put out the fire fast.
Alka-Seltzer to the rescue.
At Braun, we believe simple is better than complicated. Order is better than confusion. Quiet is better than loud. Only through superior design can one achieve superior performance. It is this philosophy that has helped make Braun the #1 selling foil shaver in the world. What's also helped is that no other shaver gives you a closer shave. Braun, now available in America.
TEN Sports College Football 85 is brought to you by Braun Electric Shavers. Like all Braun products, they're designed to perform better. By Alka-Seltzer. For acid indigestion or heartburn with a headache, send Alka-Seltzer to the rescue. And by Citibank, a Citicorp company. We have 4 minutes and 53 seconds left to be played at Notre Dame Stadium. 1st and 10 LSU. They have it at their own 48-yard line. Notre Dame leads 7-3. Wickersham back to pass. Has all kinds of time. Incomplete. Overthrew his intended receiver. The intended receiver was tight end Andrews, and he was well defended by Robert Banks. 2nd down, 10 LSU. Wickersham 28 for 39 in the passing department, 246 yards.
If LSU is going to do it offensively, they're probably going to have to do it on this drive. Great field position at the 49-yard line.
In motion comes Gary James. Wickersham back to pass. Fires one. It's caught by his tight end, Mitch Andrews. He's driven out of bounds by Mike Kovaleski. He'll be short of the 1st down by about a yard. But it's in Notre Dame territory at the Irish 43-yard line.
LSU's offense, they really use Gary James quite a bit. He goes in motion. This time he went deep downfield to take the defenders with him, and then Andrews, the tight end, slides out in the open area and got 9 yards on the play.
It's a 3rd down and 1 call. They're just 1 for 10 in 3rd down calls are LSU, but they really have 2 downs to try to get the 1. Out to Dalton Hilliard. He has some running room. Hilliard inside the 30, knocked out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Just a quick out to Dalton Hilliard, and it's 1st and 10 LSU.
LSU caught Notre Dame in a goal line or short yardage defense. He just throws the football out. Ballard, his strong safety, goes to cover him. Could not do it. Hilliard gets to the outside and takes it down to the 25-yard line.
1st and 10 LSU at the Notre Dame 25-yard line with 4:32 left to play. Wickersham, the quarterback, sends James in motion. Wickersham looking upfield, right down the middle, caught by Andrews, all the way to the Notre Dame 4-yard line. Wickersham drills it to his tight end, Mitch Andrews. Berjanik made the tackle, but it's 1st and goal.
Same identical formation. You see James going to the outside in motion. He is the decoy. Andrews right in the middle, runs that hook pattern, then turns it right upfield. 1st down inside the 5.
Andrews, the tight end, 4 catches for 40 yards. 1st down and goal to go, LSU. The Notre Dame 4-yard line. Here's a handoff to James, tries to get outside. James gets about 1 before he's met head-on by Mike Haywood. He'll be stopped at around the 3-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and goal to go.
There was a miscommunication between Wickersham and number 30, Mickey Harris, who was the wingback. Wickersham was raising his foot to try to put him in motion. He did not come in motion, finally snapping the football, and James just gets what he could, about 1.5 yards on the play.
2nd down and goal to go, LSU at the Notre Dame 3-yard line. In motion, Raji McGee. Here's James, touchdown, LSU. Gary James from 3 yards out scores his 6th touchdown of the year, and LSU takes the lead here in the 4th quarter with 3:26 left to play.
And James was a big part of that drive. He was a decoy at times. This time just getting the football inside, good blocking at the point of attack, and he just rolls right into the end zone untouched until he gets to the goal line.
Now the conversion attempt by Matt DeFrank. Doug Powell will hold. The snapper is Chris Carrier.
And this is not automatic.
The ball is spotted. The boot is in the air, and it is good. 3:26 left to play. In the 4th quarter, the score is LSU 10, Notre Dame 7.
Wouldn't you?
Like to own America's favorite Buick?
Wouldn't you?
Sticker price from just $10,228. The 1986 Buick Century with road-hugging front-wheel drive, the quick response of electronic fuel injection, and a rakish new front end. Make Century your favorite Buick from as low as $10,228 at your Chicagoland, Northern Indiana, Better Buick dealer.
Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick?
Bag, sir? No, I paid a low fare. I'll carry my own bags. You're flying United. Doesn't matter what you pay. I didn't expect that.
Go right on board.
This is too easy. Probably doesn't know what I paid.
Sir?
I know. I didn't pay for all this.
Enjoy your dinner.
United flies more passengers at low fares than any other airline.
More coffee?
Easy. Just ask.
You're not just flying, you're flying the friendly skies.
ID.
3:26 left in the game, and LSU has taken the lead 10-7 on the touchdown run by Gary James.
LSU finally gets it into the end zone this time with Gary James going off left tackle. Gets a good block by the offensive lineman. Also, Dalton Hilliard kicking out the linebacker, and James goes inside for the touchdown.
Ronnie Lewis will kick off for LSU. The deep men, Tim Brown, Alvin Miller for Notre Dame. Short kickoff. This is Tim Brown taking it at the 15-yard line. Brown up to the 20, and he's spilled at the 23 on a fine defensive play by Mike Johnson, who's good on the special teams for LSU. Notre Dame will have it at their 23-yard line. Make it the 22-yard line. 78 yards to traverse to try to win this game with 3:22 left to play.
And Notre Dame has 2 timeouts. Berline called one earlier here in the second half. They have 3:22 and 2 timeouts to work with at the ball at the 22-yard line.
Reggie Ward wide to the right. Wide to the left is Tim Brown on a 1st and 10 from their own 22-yard line. Berline straight back, looks upfield, drills one that is incomplete. It was intended for Reggie Ward, and it's incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10 Notre Dame. They have it at their own 22-yard line.
We saw a lot of plays that Toby Caston made on the running game this afternoon, but he dropped back in that hook area, and he broke on the football when Berline delivered it and almost came up with a big play.
Berline's 10 for 22 for just 98 yards. 2nd down and 10 Notre Dame. They have it at their own 22-yard line. Berline back. Gets his pass away. It's caught by Alan Pinkett. Close to a 1st down, but is short of a 1st down on a great tackle by Toby Caston. So Alan Pinkett picks up 9 on the reception, bringing out a 3rd down and 1.
LSU continuing to play that zone defense. Good protection by the offensive line for Berline, and finally finds Pinkett coming across the middle. And here come those 2 linebackers, Burks and Caston, converging on the play.
2:43 left to play. Here's Alan Pinkett, and he has the 1st down as he hurdles to the 36-yard line. It's 1st and 10 Notre Dame. Ball at their own 36. 2:38 left to play. LSU leading 10-7. As anticipated, a great defensive football game. Berline sends Alan Pinkett in motion. Berline back to pass. Has a lot of time. Sees an open field. He'll run for a 1st down. Slides down at the 47-yard line. Michael Brooks stopped him at the 47, but not before Berline picked up 11 and a 1st down.
That's one of the few times this afternoon LSU played man-to-man coverage on all the receivers. Berline could not find anyone open. Rather than put the ball up for a grab, he found it opening up the middle and took the ball for the 1st down.
Reggie Ward wide to the left. Freshman Mark Green wide to the right on a 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line. Berline back to pass. Looks upfield. Fires great in and out of the grasp of Ward. Intercepted by LSU's Ron Sancho. Overthrowing Reggie Ward, and Ron Sancho intercepts for LSU. It'll be 1st and 10, LSU at their own 31-yard line. What a big play by the freshman linebacker. His 2nd interception of the year.
A lot of great linebackers out on that field, but Sancho has done an excellent job all day. You see him right now get deflections. He's tipped up in the air, concentration on the football, catching it before it hits the ground. That may be the play to win the game for LSU.
The only turnover of the game, and what a big one for Ron Sancho. 1st and 10, LSU at their own 31. Dalton Hilliard gets about 3 to the 34. Notre Dame has 2 timeouts remaining, and they stop the clock with 1:40 left to play. Notre Dame has just 1 more. Well, this is our 12th and final telecast on TEN Sports at College Football 85. We'd like to thank all of these great folks who have been a big part of our telecast throughout this 1985 season. Also, our thanks to our colleague Steve Zabriskie for an outstanding job. And these are the people who have made it all possible. We hope you've enjoyed our telecast at College Football 85 here on the TEN Television Network. And we've got basketball coming your way 1 week from Tuesday, December 3rd. TEN Sports begins coverage of Notre Dame basketball on many of these same stations. That opening game, a great one The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame and Digger Phelps against Bobby Knight's Indiana Hoosiers. Check your local listings for the time and channel. Notre Dame with one more timeout in this one. 1:40 left, 10-7 LSU leading. It'll be a 2nd down and 7 call for LSU. If LSU would get a 1st down, it is over. Wickersham has Dalton Hilliard. Hilliard, loose ball. Notre Dame recovers at the 36-yard line. Dalton Hilliard fumbles. Eric Dorsey coming up with a football. Dorsey stripped it, or Larkin stripped it, and Dorsey pounced on the ball. What a big break for Notre Dame.
LSU just trying to run the football and run the clock out and make Notre Dame use the last timeout. A very safe play. See the handoff right now to Dalton Hilliard. Carries the ball, trying to get stripped right at the line of scrimmage. Eric Dorsey makes the big play.
Eric Dorsey, the senior, gives Notre Dame another chance with 1:35 remaining. They have it at the LSU 36. Burline up the middle, in and out of the grass. Brown and intercepted by Rehage. Rehage back to the 30, to the 35-yard line. Penalty marker down on the play. But LSU gets it right back on a big interception by Steve Rehage, the junior from Metairie, Louisiana. It was in the hands of Tim Brown, but he could not hang on, and that should ice it for the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Clipping called against LSU, but that really doesn't matter.
See the replay right now. Burline is dropping back, trying to get the football down to Brown. It's right in his hand. The ball goes right through his hands, and on a deflection, Steve Rehage is there for that Tiger defense. They'll get pushed back 15 yards for clipping, but I think right now they'll start falling on the football because Notre Dame only has one timeout left.
Rehage the interception. LSU on their way to being 7-1-1, ranked 17th in the nation. For Notre Dame on their way to 5-5 with Miami yet to play.
You know, there's been a lot of criticism of Steve Burline, the quarterback, but he put that ball right in Tim Brown's hand. That ball bounced right off his hand, up in the air, and an easy interception for LSU.
Ball at the 20-yard line following the clipping penalty, but LSU has it back. Inside handoff. Dalton Hilliard gets about 3 on the play. Notre Dame will use their, well, they haven't used the final timeout yet. And LSU can just eat out the clock and win this game 10-7.
And Wickersham goes right back to Dalton Hilliard, the guy who fumbled on the previous series, gives him the football once again. That shows the confidence he has in Dalton Hilliard.
2nd down. LSU lets that 25-second clock go all the way down to 1. Wickersham, the senior, hands off to Hilliard. He gets up to the 26. Brings up the 3rd down, and now Notre Dame uses their final timeout with just 35 seconds left to play, and LSU will win this game by a score of 10-7 by just falling on the ball. This telecast is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by TEN Sports and is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any broadcast, retransmission, or publication without the express written consent of TEN Sports is prohibited. Bill Arnsparger, Jerry Faust, the opposing coaches, and one that has gone right down to the wire, and LSU leads it by a score of 10-7. Gary James, the lone touchdown for LSU. Tim Brown, the lone touchdown for Notre Dame. Brown oddly could not catch the ball, and it went out of his grasp and into the hands of Steve Rehage. And LSU now with a 3rd down, but more importantly, just 35 seconds to kill on the clock. And the Tigers will go 7-1-1.
This would have been a great opportunity for Notre Dame with that 1st down. Brown hangs on that ball in that 15-yard line. They have enough time. I'm sure Notre Dame would have probably gone to win the football game for the touchdown rather than even settle for a tying field goal. but the ball just came right off his hands and intercepted by Rehal.
There's a handoff to Dalton Hilliard, and Hilliard gets up to the 31-yard line where he is stopped by Eric Dorsey. And it'll be 4th down. And the clock showing 20 seconds, so LSU does not even have to snap the ball. LSU has won this one by a score of 10-7 in a tremendous defensive game at Notre Dame Stadium. The Tigers have come to Notre Dame, Indiana. They have conquered by 3 by a score of 10-7. Bill Arnsparger going 7-1-1. Jerry Faust 5-5. Well, Bill Arnsparger waving to the band of Louisianans who have come up to Notre Dame Stadium for this game, and a happy bunch they are from Louisiana. Arnsparger leading them in cheers. They're over on the far side as Gary James' touchdown run makes LSU victorious over Notre Dame by a score of 10-7. It was 7-3 at halftime. Notre Dame led. So that's the end of the game, and the final score is LSU 10, Notre Dame 7. We'll be right back.
Who is this Reed St. James with all that quality behind his name? Clothes so affordable, it's driving me insane. Tell me, who is this Reed St. James?
Reed St. James Menswear. Look for it. Ask for it. Find it.
But tell me, who is this Reed St. James?
Save big on small gift appliances. Look what $9.99 will buy at True Value hardware stores. The West Bend Hot Pot holds 32 ounces, and a Proctor Silex 2-slice toaster browns bread perfectly. The Rival can opener also sharpens knives, and the Hamilton Beach 3-speed hand mixer manages all your mixing needs. Choose a Crosley personal size AM/FM stereo radio with headphones, or a Sound Design portable AM/FM radio at participating True Value hardware stores.
Back at Notre Dame Stadium, where LSU has won over Notre Dame by a score of 10-7. Harry Callis with Jack Ham, our spotter Mike McCall, statistician John Butera. Notre Dame getting a touchdown in the first quarter on a run by Tim Brown of 18 yards. LSU getting a field goal from Matt DeFrank in the first half, second quarter. LSU winning it on a fourth quarter touchdown by Gary James. James taking it in from 3 yards out, making LSU the winner by a score of 10-7. As we said, Jack, a defensive battle, and it certainly was.
Well, the LSU defense hung in there, and finally they punted the football down and had Notre Dame in poor field position, and that's when they made the big play. One of them was the tight end catch by Andrews to set up the touchdown by James. They finally put them ahead, and then their defense just did the job. They came back and really held Notre Dame. After they fumbled the ball, came up with another deflected interception and kind of iced the game from there. But that LSU defense came in having a great reputation, and I think it enhanced that reputation this afternoon.
Of the 137 yards rushing for Notre Dame, Alan Pinkett had 104 of them. For the third straight year, he goes over the 1,000-yard mark in rushing for Notre Dame. But for Alan Pinkett, in his final game at Notre Dame Stadium, a sad one as Notre Dame drops it to LSU by a score of 10-7. LSU, of course, will be awaiting the outcome of the Tennessee-Kentucky game. LSU still harboring hopes of a Sugar Bowl berth if Tennessee would lose to either Kentucky or to Vanderbilt next week.
And a lot of people from LSU feel that they may even get a bigger, if they cannot go to the Sugar Bowl, maybe the Gator Bowl or even possibly the Fiesta Bowl, because they're could end up with a 9-1-1 record, an excellent record this year. So they're just going to have to wait and see what Tennessee does.
Joining us now is the senior from Patterson, Louisiana, the outstanding LSU running back Dalton Hilliard. And Dalton, this is a big win in cold country for you. Congratulations.
Yes, it was a big win for us, and definitely the weather is very cold, and I think Notre Dame defense did a good job against us today.
Notre Dame defense did a good job, and LSU defense must have done slightly better job, Dalton.
Well, yes, once you outscore your opponent, you win. You have to do something really well.
Dalton, were you surprised how well they contained your running game this afternoon?
Well, yes, through the week, we knew that it was big and strong and aggressive type defense, and we figured though we had to do whatever it takes to win, and today we just had to pass a little bit more.
On the winning touchdown, Gary James touchdown run. Great block by Dalton Hilliard on Cedric Figueroa.
Well, yes, we figured we could carry Gary backside, and I think they was going to pursue because of our strong formation, and Gary just had a good hold and did a good job of getting into the end zone.
I think it was just going to be a matter of time because you were able to move the football all day long, but you just were not able to punch it in the end zone. Well,
we established some good drive. We figured as though our main goal was to establish some type of consistency once we was in the territory where we had to put some points on the board. And we did that today successfully enough to win.
Dalton, very best of luck to you. Thanks for chatting with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Fine senior running back Dalton Hilliard of the LSU Tigers, and a man defensively who was in on so many plays. A junior from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Carl Wilson at 6'4", 250 pounds. Carl, outstanding defensive game, and I guess you knew you had to play great defense this afternoon.
That's right. First of all, I thank God because without him, it wouldn't have all been possible and everything. But we just knew we had to go and stop Notre Dame today.
How about Alan Pinkett? Were you keying on him in any way?
No, we weren't keying on him. We just played our blocks well and got off the blocks, and we just tackled him.
What were your thoughts when Dalton Hilliard fumbled late in the game? Notre Dame got it back at the 36. You're back on defense right away.
Well, we just knew we had to stop him. That's our job. We've been stopping teams all year.
Seems like you take a lot of pride in your defense. You can stop a team anywhere on that football field.
Oh, yes. You're right about that.
Carl Wilson, outstanding game defensively. Thanks a lot for taking time out to talk to us.
All right, thank you.
Were you cold out there today?
Not too cold.
Well, the executive producer of TEN Sports is Fred Bodwinnick. The producer of today's game, Jim Silman. Director, Billy McCoy. Associate Director, John Calabrese. Associate Producer, Rose Anderson. Broadcast Associates Mark Packer and Barry Wally. Technical Director Dave Mazza. Audio Jan Steep. Electronic Graphics Michael Sheehan. Senior Videotape Editor Michael Nathanson. LSU winning on that touchdown run by Gary James, led by a fine block by senior Dalton Hilliard. LSU winning by a count of 10-7. And the Tigers go 7-1-1. Notre Dame drops to 5-5 with Miami yet to play at Miami next week. LSU has 2 games remaining. They'll be playing Tulane, and they'll be playing East Carolina, and a good possibility of the Tigers finishing at 9-1-1 in the regular season. Rick, there's the pass play right out of the grasp of Tim Brown and into the hands of Steve Rehard. This is Harry Callis for Jack Ham saying goodbye from Notre Dame Stadium. The final score once again, LSU 10, Notre Dame 7. College Football 85 is a presentation of the Television Enterprise Network.
Who gives you the lowest unrestricted fares? Introducing Jet America to Las Vegas. Every flight, every day.
That personal touch.
Introducing some...
Come true. On the next weekend special, don't miss the exciting conclusion of the adventures of Teddy Ruxpin.
It was our privilege to be able to bring it to you tonight. A great classic of American television, seen for the first time in 28 years. Here.
Today on Great Teams, Great Years, we'll be seeing the 1967 Green Bay Packers and the great NFL year of 1970. Hi, I'm Pat Summerall, your host for Great Teams, Great Years. In the frigid, icy waste of a Wisconsin winter, there once was struck a spark that became an ember, a flame, and then a roaring inferno, and a small town called Green Bay became the hotbed of the NFL. In 61 and 62, the Packers, coached by the intense Vince Lombardi, won back-to-back championships. In 65 and 66, they did it again. Their followers became as zealous as religious postulants, and the legends that surrounded these Packers grew in stature every day. But the stuff of legends is the stuff of the past, and like the empires of Rome, the Incas, and the Aztecs, the Packer dream was soon to fade in shadow. But before the procession of triumphal days drifted downstream, the golden-helmeted Packers made one last glorious stand. They had been so good for so long that every team in the NFL was gunning for them in 1967. But these wise old warriors knew the tricks of the fight. They had absorbed the lessons of football and life handed down by their coach, and they were ready to go at it one more time. We're ready to go for an unprecedented third championship in a row.
Since 1965, only one light has burned in the National Football League. It has glowed constantly for the proud Packers of Green Bay, Wisconsin. In Lambeau Stadium on December 31st, 1967, they won their third consecutive NFL title, a feat never before accomplished in the modern history of the game. This is simply about the way it was, starting with the first championship season, starting with that gloomy December day in 1965, when the Packers met the Colts in Baltimore to determine first place in the Western Division.
And the rest of the Baltimore Colts.
One man can't win a championship, but certainly no one man contributed more in the crucial games of the 1965 season than Paul Hornung, number 5. Against the Colts, he scored 5 touchdowns and led Green Bay to a resounding victory and a half-game lead in the Western Division. But at the season's end, the Colts and the Packers were tied, and in a playoff game in Lambeau Stadium, they battled to a 10-10 deadlock. After 14 minutes of sudden death overtime, Green Bay's dreams of the Western title rode on the right foot of Don Chandler. His field goal attempt cleared the crossbar with ease and cleared the way to the first championship game. 1 week later on the same field, Green Bay head coach Vince Lombardi saw Chandler and Hornung lead the Packers to the NFL title with a 23-12 victory over the Cleveland Browns. In 1966, quarterback Bart Starr passed Green Bay to an easy victory in the Western Division. In the championship game in the Cotton Bowl, Starr ripped open the Dallas Cowboys with 4 touchdown passes, and Green Bay won 34-27. 2 weeks later, against the Kansas City Chiefs of the AFL, Starr directed the Packers to a convincing triumph in the first Super Bowl game. The second straight championship was won, but the greatest challenge was still to be faced. The stern voice of Coach Lombardi heralded the opening of the 1967 season.
This year we face the greatest challenge we have ever faced. We will be in quest of an unprecedented third straight championship, something no team has ever accomplished.
Coach Lombardi faced the greatest challenge with a team that was torn and battered. A rugged exhibition schedule had left Bart Starr a mass of bruises, and the Packers' offensive firepower was severely diminished. As a result, Green Bay relied on the strength of its defense to win. After an opening day tie with Detroit, the Packers held the Chicago Bears to a total of 6 first downs and earned their first victory of the year. In In the season's third game, the Atlanta Falcons ran 50 plays and gained only 58 yards. Not once did they cross the Packer goal as Green Bay registered a 23-0 shutout. Against the Detroit Lions, the Packer defense did a vicious job, and few will forget the beating Milk Plum received at the hands of Henry Jordan and Willie Davis. And few will forget Ray Nitschke's game-breaking touchdown run with a deflected pass that clinched Green Bay's third victory. So, through the first part of the season, the defense kept Green Bay's title hopes alive. And throughout the remainder of the year, it would be the determining factor in the Packers' success. It is an aggressive defense that intimidates opponents, wears them down, and disorganizes their offensive patterns. Its true worth can be judged by the fact that 8 of its 11 members have, at one time or another, been honored by